a Maou. What do we say?
What if Issei accidentally impregnated Serafall Leviathan? Oh.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Accidentally Impregnated Serafall Leviathan movie. Before we start, please go support Josu Delcid 3 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Issei is a male. Hyodo Issei the Sekiryuteei met the Maou Leviathan Seraph after meeting each other, and on a date they both told each other their feelings. However, that night they both let themselves be carried away by passion, and everything would change that night, and it could also bring problems. Discover what happens in this love story. Chapter 1. The meeting of a demon and a Maou. Academia Kuo. We can see our favorite chestnut sitting at his desk doing nothing, or well, he was doing something. Issei was pensive, thinking about everything that had happened to him during these months, since in an unexpected turn, his life changed, being now a demon with a dragon sealed inside him. On that. What do you think so much about, Issei? Seeing the chestnut, she saw that they were her two new friends, Kaori Murayama and Yui Katis. This is because Issei left his perverted attitude in the past and even distanced himself from Mitsuda and Motohama, and well, over time Issei became friends with the brunette and the pink-haired girl. Issei. Nothing, I just think about what has happened to me in these months. Murayama. Has your life changed so much for you to think about that? Issei. If you only knew. Katis. Well, at least you left your perverted attitude in the past, and thanks to that you now have two friends, which are us. Issei. Yes, you're right about that. The brown-haired man would get up and then leave the room because he needed to keep thinking. Murayama. I don't understand what's wrong with him, I'm really worried that he's like this. Katis. Same here, what do you think if we invite him out for a walk later? Maybe that'll cheer him up a bit. Murayama. That sounds like a good idea. The days would pass and it wasn't long before the parents' meeting, in addition to something important, the faction meeting. It was almost night. And now Issei would be seen walking with Murayama and Katis. Murayama. And did you have fun, Issei? Issei. Yes, I appreciate it, they managed to lift my spirits and stop me from being thoughtful. Katis. That's what we Issei friends are for, and as your friends our job was to cheer you up. The three came to a split. Murayama. See you, Issei. Katis. Remember not to be so stressed or else your brain will hurt. Issei. Haha, I appreciate the advice. So both would leave while Issei began to walk towards his house. Although on the way he was still thoughtful. Issei's thoughts. Greg. Will you stop thinking? You'll give me a headache. Greg said it in the chestnut's mind, although somewhat stressed. Issei. I'm sorry, it's not my intention, it's just that I can't stop being like this. Greg. You think about the white dragon and its bear, the so-called Vali. Issei. Yes, I must become strong if I am truly destined to face him, I must win at all costs, right? Greg. Yeah, I'll just tell you this, train and let me sleep and stop being stressed or you'll make your brain hurt. Issei. Okay. Out of your thoughts. Because Issei was distracted, he would crash into someone and both would fall to the ground. Issei. Also, oh pardon, no irami intention. Issei would get up. Issei. Are you okay? Sorry again, I didn't mean to bump into you. This is the extender with mine. Don't worry, it was my fault for being distracted. The person who was a girl by her voice said it and she would take the brown-haired boy's hand. Issei would look up and upon seeing the person he would blush in front of him was a beautiful woman with violet eyes, beautiful black hair tied in two pigtails, and she was wearing a magical girl outfit. Author's note. My queen, my wife, my love. End of note. Issei. Oh sorry, I haven't introduced myself, my name is Issei. Hello, my name is Seraffal, it's a pleasure to meet you Ice-chan. The girl would say it with a smile. Issei. The pleasure is mine, but well Seraffal-chan, I have to go, I have to get home. Seraffal. Okay, I hope we meet again. They both saw each other one last time and when they saw each other's gaze, they both couldn't help but blush. Issei would leave while hiding his blush and so would Seraffal. On certain occasions the girl would always turn around looking in the direction the brown-haired boy had gone. When she lost sight of him, the girl stared in the direction the chestnut tree went. Seraffal. He was a demon, but every time a demon sees me he always greets me with that respect that bothers me, but with him it was different, it couldn't be that. The girl would be thinking about something. Seraffal. No, don't think that, Seraffal. Besides, you should know him better. So the girl would leave. Well with Issei. Issei. That girl is pretty. Lo diria Issei recordando and Seraffal. Dragon. Leviathan Seraph. Issei. Huh. What are you talking about, Dreg? Dreg. She is one of the mass of the underworld, better known as the Ice Maou, so don't get your hopes up about her, my friend. It is said that she has rejected more than one demon since she is waiting for the right one. Braig said it seriously. Issei. Don't worry, I don't plan on doing it, besides she's unattainable for me, besides I'm just a pawn. Issei said it knowing that the black hair would be unattainable for him. Braig. You said it, it's unattainable, and the odds of that happening are 90% to 0%, according to my logic. Issei. Yes, but she's still cute, well rest Braig. After a few minutes Issei would arrive at his house, entering. But later. The brown-haired boy was lying in his bed checking his cell phone to see if he found anything interesting. At the same time, Seraffal was lying on a bed while wearing headphones and listening to music from the radio. Issei would put on a pair of headphones. Issei. I hope the radio has something good to offer. So Issei would turn on the radio until they played a song by a band called RBD, and the song was called Inalcanzable. Author's note. RBD's music is good, in my opinion. End of note. Issei. Murayama and Caddis told me about this band, I must admit they were right, they have good music. Issei said it while listening to the song. The Seraph's Horn. This one would be listening to the same song. Seraffal. According to what I heard, this band from the human world has good music, they weren't lying, they are very beautiful songs. Seraffal said it while listening to the song. While listening to the song Issei remembered Seraffal again. Issei. She might be unattainable for me, but I can't stop thinking about how beautiful she is. Issei said it while remembering how Seraphic smiled at him. Issei. I don't know why I can't stop thinking about her. Finally Issei would fall asleep while listening to the song. And the same thing happened with Seraffal. The days passed until the day of the parents' meeting arrived. Issei was in the courtyard of the Kuo Academy, thoughtful. However, his thoughts were interrupted when he saw several students running towards one place. Issei. What the hell is going on? One of the boys would stop. Boy. You didn't know, there's a girl cosplaying as a magical girl. So the boy resumed his path. Issei. Magical girl cosplay. Don't tell me it's the same girl from yesterday. The brown-haired boy ran off in the direction of the other boy who left. Upon arriving at the place, Issei saw that it was indeed Seraphim who was there. Issei. I don't think it's a coincidence that I'll run into her again, but oh well. Issei was going to approach, but the rest of the Gremory clan would just arrive. Zenobia. What's going on? Why the commotion? Rias. Issei, what's going on? Issei. Myronala. Lo diria Issei appentando and Seraphal. Before anyone could say anything else, Saji arrived and ushered all the students out of there, and minutes later the door was opened by Sona Citri. Sona. Saji, what's going on? What's the commotion? Saji. She's the president. Before he could finish speaking, Seraphal interrupted him. Seraphal. Sutan, ears too. The girl threw herself at Sona, hugging her tightly, which caused Sona to blush in embarrassment. Sona. Nuo, wait Wani-sama. Sona tried to free herself from the hug but couldn't. Issei Saji surprised. He said sister. Rias. That's right, she is Serafall Leviathan, she is one of the mass of the underworld and she is Sona's older sister. Seraphal would approach the group of Rias. Rias. Seraphal-sama, it's been a long time. Seraphal. Oh Rias, it's been a long time, look how much you've grown, how have you been in all this time? Rias. I've been fine, and I guess you came here for Father's Day and to watch Sona, or am I wrong? Seraphal. Yes, but Sutan didn't say anything to me. She was so upset that she almost destroyed the entire sky. Isn't Sutan bad? Seraph said it with a tender pout. Rias. You already know what Sona is like he. Sona. Rias, I'm here, stop making fun of me. Rias. I'm not making fun, I'm telling the truth. Seraphal. By the way Rias-chan, where is the Red Emperor Dragon? Rias. Oh, he's here, Issei. Issei. Are you president? Issei would say it as he comes forward. Rias. I want you to meet. But before finishing the girl was interrupted by Seraphal. Happy Seraphal. Ice-chan, it's you. Nervous Issei. Haha, hello Sera-chan. Both Rias and Sona were surprised. Rias Sona, surprised. They know each other. They both asked. Nervous Issei. Well, yesterday when I was going back home we both crashed. Seraphal. Although we were both distracted and that's why we crashed haha. Issei. That's right and sorry if I didn't recognize her. Seraphal. Don't worry, there's nothing wrong with it. Rias. Well, if that's all, we'll leave, with your permission. The Redeed would say it while bowing. Seraphal. It's okay, take care. So the Gremory group would leave and Issei would look one last time at Seraphal. Seraphal. See you Ice-chan, take care. Issei. Thanks, likewise. Asi Issei if I would go. Chapter 2. The date and something more. Everything would happen as in the original story. The meeting of the factions and the battle of Issei versus Volley, with just a tiny detail. And a volley attack would go towards Seraffal. Seeing the attack, she wouldn't react in time, so she just closed her eyes waiting for the impact. After a few minutes and not feeling anything, she would open her eyes, surprised. In front of her was Issei, who protected her from the attack. He just vanished his helmet and then smiled at the Maou, causing her to blush. Issei. Are you okay, Sarah-chan? The girl would just nod as she was still a bit scared from almost being attacked. The battle would return to its course and end as in the original story, with the intervention of Biku. After what happened, Seraffal felt strange, her heart wouldn't stop beating when she remembered how Issei protected her from that attack, so she decided to approach the brown-haired boy. Seraffal. Ice-kun, excuse me, could we talk in private? The girl asked somewhat nervously. Issei. It's okay, no problem. They both went to a place far from everyone, which was suggested by Seraffal. Issei. So what did you want to talk to me about, Sarah-chan? Seraffal. Well, first of all I wanted to thank you for protecting me from that attack. Issei. It's nothing. Seraffal. And the other thing is that well. The girl was getting more and more nervous. Nervous Seraffal. You make my heart race and I'd like to get to know you better, and that's why I wanted to know if you'd like to go on a date with me. The girl would say it when she was more nervous. A silence would form, not receiving an answer. Seraffal was about to leave, but she was stopped by Issei, who grabbed her arm. Sad Seraffal. I'll understand if you don't want to, so you can let me go. Issei. It's not that, it's just that I was taken aback by the proposal. Seraffal. So you accept? Seraphim would say it when he was happy. Nervous Issei. Of course, I would love to go on a date with you. Seraffal. Saturday at 12 seems to you? Issei. Yes, it's fine, it's no problem for me. Seraffal would give Issei a kiss on the cheek and then leave while walking. Her blush was diminishing. While Issei was surprised and blushed until he recovered. Issei surprised. What just happened? Greg. She asked you out. Issei. Yes, you see, I think I have a chance with her. Greg. That's something that surprises me. Issei regresaria con su grupo pero si encontraria con Rias, a que no y Asia molestas. Rias. Where were you Issei? Asia. That's right, where were you Issei-san? Issei. Well, I stayed talking to Drake for a while. Akeno. Okay, your reason is understandable, right, President? Rias. Yes, that's right. Rias would say it, not very convinced by the response of her beloved pawn, just like Asia and Akeno. The days would pass, and Issei was thinking about how his date with Seraffal would be. Hyodo residence. 12 p.m. All the girls except Kaneko were in the living room watching a movie until they knocked on the door. Issei. Yo Briar. Issei would say it as long as they don't find out that he's going on a date with Seraphim, especially Rias, Akeno and Asia. When he opened the door, the brown-haired boy blushed. In front of him was Seraphim wearing a beautiful pink dress. Seraffal. And how do I look? Seraffal asked as she turned around modeling her dress. Issei blushed. You look beautiful. Seraffal. Thanks, and tell me, do you think we should start our date? Issei. It's okay. So they both began to walk. Issei's thoughts. Greg. Partner, may I ask what you plan to tell the Gremory if she asks you where you were? Issei. Well, I'll tell her that I was training with Kaneko and she agreed to help me with that excuse. Flashback days ago. Issei. Kaneko, can I talk to you? Kaneko. Claro Issei-senpai. So both would leave the occult club. Kaneko. What do you want to talk to me about, senpai? Issei. You see, I have to do something important on Saturday. Kaneko. And that something has to do with a date with the Maou Leviathan. Issei was surprised. Kaneko. If you're wondering how I know, it's because I heard them because I was curious, and well, that's how I found out, but I won't tell anyone. If that's your taste, I respect it, besides you're like my brother. Issei. Thank you, Kaneko-chan, and I want to ask you that if the president asks me where I was all day, you will say that I went to train with you. Can I count on you? Kaneko. Sure senpai, count me in. Issei. Thank you. End of the flashback. Greg. Well, how kind the Nekomata is, you can tell she loves you like a brother. Issei. Yes, and I really appreciate that. Out of your thoughts. Seraffal. So Ice-kun, where are you planning to take me? Issei. You'll see, you'll love it. Thus the date between the two would begin. First, Issei would take Seraffal to eat at a not-so-fancy restaurant where they both talked and got to know each other better. Then they went to the amusement park. While they were walking, Seraffal would see a couple holding hands, so she would grab Issei's hand, something that didn't bother Issei. So they both started to get on the rides until one of them caught Seraphall's attention, and it was the roller coaster. Seraphal. Ice-chan, what do you think if we go to that game called the roller coaster? Issei would get nervous, but. Issei. It's okay, besides I don't think anything bad will happen. Seraphal. Don't worry, I'm with you, that's the worst thing that can happen. 3 Doritos later. The girl would be screaming all terrified while Issei screamed excitedly. So both would get off the roller coaster. Although Seraphal held Issei's arm tightly. Issei. I think you got scared in the end. Seraphal. Yes, sorry if I got scared. Issei. Don't worry, besides you look cute when you're scared. Seraphal would blush a little. Seraphal. Gracious, Ice-chan. Then they both continued getting on the rides until they reached the last one, which was the Ferris wheel. So both seeing the city. Seraphal. The city of Kuo is so beautiful. Issei. Yes it is. Seraphal. Now where are we going next, Ice-chan? Issei. You'll see. But later. It was already night and they both arrived at a park and began to walk while Issei sang a song. Seraphal. Ice-kun, could you sing me that song you're singing? Issei. Sure, no problem. Issei started singing. When the song ended, they were both sitting on a bench looking at the park and the night. Seraphal. I had a lot of fun today, Ice-kun, it was a very beautiful day. Issei. I know, and I had fun too. The girl would be thoughtful until. Seraphal. Ice-kun, well I don't know how to explain it, but since I met you, I've felt something strange inside me, a feeling I've never felt before, and that's why. Seraphal would launch herself at Issei, giving him a kiss on the lips, leaving Issei surprised. Such was the impression that Issei ended up fainting. Minutes later. Issei would begin to wake up, thinking that what he heard was a dream, but when he looked closely he saw that he was lying on Seraphil's lap, who was looking at him with a smile. Seraphal. That was my first kiss, and I hope you take responsibility. Issei. I don't know what to say since Drake told me you had several suitors. Sad Seraphal. Yes, I have many suitors, but they only do it because I am the Maou Leviathan or because of my body. Seraphal would stop being sad. Seraphal. But you are different from all of them because you don't care about fame and wealth, you are also kind and cute, and you also help others without asking for anything in return, that's why I have fallen in love with you. Nervous Issei. I didn't think you would think that about me, and I'm also in love with you, so I'll tell you this, Sekiryuutei Leviathan, would you like to be my girlfriend? The brown-haired boy would ask nervously. Seraphal. Yes, I want to be your girlfriend, Ice-chan. So they both slowly approached each other and then kissed again, a kiss that only the moon and the stars witnessed. The two continued kissing until they separated due to lack of air. Issei. And tell me, would you like to go somewhere else? Seraphal. Of course, in fact I have the perfect place where we could go. But later. They were both entering a nice bar in the city. Issei. Wow, I didn't expect this place to be a bar. Seraphal. This place caught my attention, so I wanted us to come here. They would both be walking while watching people hanging out, and a song could also be heard. Issei. What a curious song. Seraphal. Yes, come let's order something. They both approached a bar to order. So a bartender would approach. Bartender. Good evening, what would you like to order? Seraphal. I don't know, I would like the best they have. Bartender, at your service, miss. After a few minutes the order would arrive. Seraphal. Ice-chan, have you had any beer or wine by any chance? Issei. Not really. Seraphal. Me neither, I've only had wine, but this will be our first time having something to drink as a couple. Issei. Yes, but are you sure? Seraphal. Besides, I don't think anything bad will happen, or will it? 346 minutes later. Now Issei and Seraphal were drunk while dancing close together. And now another song was playing. The two were dancing while listening to the song. Drunk Seraphal. Ice-kun, it's so nice, to be like this. Drunk Issei. I know, I'm glad, that we're, together. As they both began to dance to the rhythm of the song that was now being heard. Even though they were drunk, they both enjoyed the moment as they twirled around and danced to the music. At one point they would both look into each other's eyes. Drunk Seraphal. I'm glad that, we can be a couple, you make me very happy, Ice-kun. Drunk Issei. Just like me, you make me very happy, Sarah-chan. They would both approach each other and then give each other a tender kiss. Meanwhile. Rias. Damn, it's already late and Issei hasn't returned. Asia. I think Issei-sen isn't coming today, which makes me sad. Akeno. Well, maybe she's training after what happened at the meeting, maybe she wants to get stronger to protect us, especially the three of us. Rias. Do you believe that? Asia. I think Akeno-san is right. Akeno. Let's go to sleep and tomorrow we'll ask Issei where he was. Without further ado, the three decided to go to rest. The Vuelta-con Issei the Seraphal. Both had been transported to a room in a luxurious hotel where Seraphal was staying. Brunk Seraphal. Hiccup, Ice-chan, hiccup, I love you so much. Brunk Issei. Hiccup, me too, hiccup, I love you Sera-chan. They would both come closer and then kiss, a kiss that would turn into a passionate one. Issei, blinded by being drunk and lustful, would carry Seraphim like a princess until they entered the black-haired girl's room. Thus they would both continue kissing lustfully. While they were kissing, Issei began to touch Seraphil's breasts, causing her to let out several moans. Little by little they both began to undress until they were in their underwear. Again they both kissed passionately, both having a tongue battle where both were even. Until Issei would take off Seraphil's bra, exposing her breasts. Issei blushed. Sera-chan. Brunk Seraphal. You can do whatever you want with them, they are only yours my love. Lemon skipped. While she was being filled, Seraphal would kiss Issei and he would reciprocate while they lay down in bed. Both of them just covered themselves with a sheet. To then look at each other for the last time. So they both gave each other a passionate kiss and then collapsed, exhausted, partly due to the alcohol. Meanwhile. Zenovia. So you're saying that the Maou Leviathan asked Issei out on a date? Zenovia would say it, who was with Irina talking to Kaneko. Kaneko? That's right, and I know I told Issei-senpai that I wouldn't say anything, but I know you guys can be trusted. Irina. I must say I'm surprised, but if that's the way things are, what would we say? Nothing, it's Issei's happiness, so if he wants to be with the Maou Leviathan, that's fine by me, and I'll support him in everything. Zenovia. Same with me, after all, she always supported us on our path. Kaneko. I'm glad to hear that, but remember, the president, like Akeno-senpai and Asia-senpai, shouldn't know we know how you feel about Issei-senpai, and I wouldn't like you to do something bad just to have senpai's love. Zenovia. Don't worry, we won't say anything. Irina. Same here. So the three of them fell asleep. The next day. Issei would be waking up, but when he did he felt a strong headache. Issei. Ouch, my head, what the hell happened? Greg. Hahaha, mate, you were unstoppable last night, you were like a beast. Drake said it mockingly. Issei. Shut up Drake, I don't even remember anything, besides why am I naked? Issei would try to get up, but he heard a moan. When searching for the source of the sound he found it, but when he did so his face turned one of absolute terror, since his hand was touching one of Seraphil's breasts who was also naked. Issei scared. Oh no, it's gone too far. Drake. What's up, buddy? Don't you remember what happened? Issei. No, and I don't even want to think about what happened. Drake. Okay, get ready buddy, I'll tell you what happened. Chapter 3. The Truth and the News. Scared Issei. Oh, no, tell me it's not true Drake. Issei said it, scared after what Drake told him happened last night. Drake. Calm down, mate, it's not that bad. Scared Issei. What do you mean it's not that big a deal? You just told me I had hex with Sera-chan, and she's a Maou, and I'm just a pawn. Issei said it, still scared. Drake. I remind you that that doesn't matter to him, but why did he fall in love with you? Issei remained thoughtful. Issei. You're right. Drake. But the thing is this, your female may be pregnant, and if that's the case, my congratulations, partner. Issei just blushed and scared at the same time, he didn't want to imagine what Sona would do to him if that happened. Then Issei would get up, take a quick bath, and get dressed before going to cook. After a few minutes, Seraphal would wake up with the same hangover as Issei, but realized that she was naked. Seraphal. Why am I naked? That's what Seraphal asked himself, but she smelled a delicious smell in the kitchen, so she put on a robe and went to the kitchen. When he arrived he saw how Issei was cooking. And this would see her. Issei. Good morning Sera-chan, I hope you don't mind if I make breakfast. Seraphal. No, it doesn't bother me Ice-chan. Then they both started to have breakfast. Minutes later. They had both finished breakfast but were silent until. Seraphal. Issei, we must talk. Low digga Seraphal viendo Issei seriously. Issei. Is about what happened. Seraphal. Yes, that wasn't us, and we just got carried away by alcohol, but if I'm honest, I'm glad my first time was with you. Said the last Seraphal smiling. Issei. But, nothing bad is happening. Seraphal. You see the thing is when I accepted the position of Maou I had to accept several conditions, one of them is that if I were to have relations with someone, I would have to get engaged to that person, although originally I would have to have an ability, but I asked not to have one. Issei. Why exactly? Seraphal. Maybe because I was happy to be alone and that Sutan is the one with an ability. Issei. I understand. Seraphal. If this gets out you and I would have to get engaged. Seraph would say it while blushing. Issei. So if this gets out we'd have to get married, right? The girl would just nod while her face was an exploding tomato as she imagined her and Issei being at the altar. Seraffal. Perhaps you don't want us to get married. Seraffal would say it a bit sadly. Issei. No, it's not that we just started our relationship yesterday, but if this gets out, yes, I would like to marry you, but I want them to let you organize everything after all, that's a woman's right, right? Seraffal would just smile. Seraffal. Yes, and of course I have the right to organize everything if we get married, haha, but tell me, do you want to spend the rest of the afternoon with me? Issei. Of course, besides it's Sunday, I have nothing to do. Seraffal. Okay, just let me take a bath. So Seraffal would go to the bathroom while Issei stayed in the living room. Greg. Aren't you going to tell your parents about your girlfriend? Issei. I have to do it, I'm sure they would like to meet Sarah-chan. Greg. Well, I just hope that if you get married I can be your best man. Issei. Even if you're sealed inside me? Greg. Despite that. Issei. Haha, okay, I'll let you be my best man if I marry Sarah-chan. The day passed quickly and our couple spent the whole day walking and also watched a movie in the apartment that Seraffal rented. It was already night. Now they were both walking towards Issei's house. Seraffal. I had a great time yesterday and today Ice-kun. Issei. Me too he. Both of them finally arrived at the outskirts of the Hyodo residence. So they both said goodbye with a kiss, and in one of the many kisses, Seraphim would leave a mark on Issei, this because she did not want to share her brown-haired man. So Seraphim would leave in a magic circle. Issei would enter the house Peru. Upon entering he ran into some annoying girls, Asia and Akeno. Rias annoyed. Where have you been, Issei? Asia annoyed. Issei-san, why did you take so long to come back? Nervous Issei. Well me. He wouldn't finish speaking because Akeno interrupted him. Akeno. What is that? Akeno asked while pointing at Issei's neck which had a lipstick mark. Rias annoyed. Who did that to you? Asia annoyed. Were you with someone, Issei-san? Issei. It's nothing girls, it's just an allergy, besides I was training with Kaneko-chan. Rias. How about training with Kaneko? On that. Kaneko. Yes, Rias-senpai. And that the girls would see that Kaneko was there, who came in to save Issei from being discovered. Kaneko. I asked senpai to help me train, since after what happened with Kakebiel and the meeting of the factions, I want to become stronger. Asia. Really, Kaneko-san? Kaneko. Yes, and because of that mark, I accidentally threw senpai into a field of colorful flowers, and that left the mark and gave him the allergy. Rias. I understand Issei forgave you, only if you train with Kaneko try to make sure she doesn't get hurt. Issei. Okay, well if you excuse me I have to go to sleep. Rias. Asia. Akeno. We'll go with you. Issei. No, today I want to sleep alone. The three were surprised. Rias. No, that's not it. Asia. We can't sleep without you, Issei-san. Issei. It'll just be for today, it's not a big deal. Rias. I don't accept it, I can't sleep without my Issei, that time my brother came I couldn't sleep that night and I don't plan on going through the same thing. Akeno. Come on Issei-kun, it will only be for tonight and nothing more. If you want to sleep alone, we will let you sleep peacefully. With no other options, Issei let out a sigh. Issei. Okay, just for tonight. So Issei would go up while being followed by the three girls. Zenobia. Poor Issei, I don't think he feels comfortable with the three of them following him. Irina. Well, we can't do anything, it only remains for Issei to decide whether he accepts her feelings or not. Concrete. Yes. But in that. The sound of a message would be heard. Zenobia. Whose message is it? Kaneko. Oh, Ice Mio. So I know I would check his phone. Seeing that it was a message from Irina. Ravel Phoenix. Zenobia. Don't you say you don't get along with her? Kaneko nervous. This is something difficult to explain. Irina. Why would that be? Zenobia. Don't tell me you like it. Zenobia would say it looking at Kaneko with a smile. Kaneko nervous. I better answer the message. So Kaneko would check the message. Conversation. Ravel. Hello Kaneko-chan, I'm already at the agreed place, are you ready? Kaneko. I'm going there now, I was taking care of something. Ravel. Okay, I hope you're ready for our date night. I'm actually still surprised you asked me out. Kaneko. Well, I wanted to ask you out for a reason, but sooner or later I'll tell you I want it to be special. Ravel. Okay, I'll wait for you kisses. Kaneko. Thanks haha. Out of the conversation. Kaneko. I have to go. Irina. Where are you going now? Kaneko. To train on my own. Zenobia. Or train with Ravel Hineko would just get nervous. Hineko nervous. I have to go by. But someone would go. The next day. Issei was lying in his bed relieved that Rias, Asia and Akeno weren't hugging him all night. Issei. It feels good to sleep alone, although Seraphim's lap is more comfortable. Lo diria Issei recordando and seraffal. Greg. I never thought one of my carriers could make the ice Maou Seraphal fall in love with me, I must say you're a surprising partner. Issei. Thank you. Greg. But what would you do with the Gremory, the nun and the priestess of lightning? Issei. Nothing, you know that I don't feel anything for them, although I want to tell them, but without hurting their feelings. Greg. Okay, partner, it's your decision. The days went by, but Issei didn't see Seraphal for a few weeks, so he deduced that she would be busy, but he thought of giving her something for when they see each other again. But during the first 5 weeks that passed, Seraphal began to have strange symptoms, she began to have nausea, dizziness and then vomiting, although Sona was always there to help her. Current events. Sona. Well One-sama, strange things have happened to you, and now I want you to tell me what. But before finishing speaking, Sona noticed that Seraphal was not there. Sona. Tsubaki, where is my sister? Tsubaki. She just left, I think she went to the bathroom, since I saw her wanting to vomit. Sona. Listen, your magic helps to make 100% positive analysis, right? Tsubaki. Yes, why? Sona. I want you to get a pregnancy test and get ready to test my sister. Tsubaki was surprised but went to look for what Sona asked for. Then Sona went to look for Seraphal until she arrived at the bathrooms. Hearing how Seraphal was vomiting so he went to help her to hold her hair. After a few minutes Seraphal would stop vomiting. Sona. One-sama, I want to ask you something, do you happen to have a boyfriend? Seraphal would only get nervous but nod. Sona. Did you have relations with him? Seraphal would just nod. Sona. Okay, let's go. So they both arrived at the student council where Tsubaki already had the pregnancy test. Sona. Here, take this. Asi Sona Ladaria la Priba Seraphal. Seraphal. What is this? Seraphal would say it if she were confused. Sona. It's a pregnancy test, you have to take it. If 2 lines appear, it's positive, which means you're pregnant. Seraphal would be surprised. Surprised Seraphal. Are you implying that I'm expecting a child? Sona. You showed all the symptoms of a pregnant woman so please come with me, I'll help you get tested. After several minutes both would leave although Sona would be smiling and Seraphal would be crying. Seraphal crying. I'm pregnant. Sona. Tsubaki, I need you to do the analysis on my sister please. Tsubaki using her magic would begin to do an analysis on Seraphal and also using a special machine that she built with her magic. After a few minutes, Tsubaki would finish the analysis. Tsubaki. The results are 100% positive, just like the pregnancy test, it means that Seraphal-sama is pregnant. Sona, upon hearing this would hug Seraphal tightly. Happy Sona. One-chan congratulations, you're going to be a mother. Happy Seraphal. Yes I'm going to be a mom. Sona. But who is the father? Seraphal. Well it's Ice-chan, he's my boyfriend and father of my child. Both Sona and Tsubaki were surprised. 6. The next day. Issei would be in the occult club trying to avoid Rias, Asia and Akeno. Issei. You Presidenta, de Genlo Asi. Rias. But why don't you want me to love you if you liked being on my lap and having me give you my love? Asia. And you liked it when Akeno-san and I hugged you. Issei. But not anymore, things change. So Issei would leaving Rias, Asia and Akeno sad. Issei. I don't know if I can stand it any longer. Greg. Calm down, partner, you just have to endure. Issei. You're right, I'll do it for her, for my Sera-chan. Meanwhile. Inframundo Castillo Citri. Seraphal had gone to see his parents to tell them what had happened. Lady Citri. Tell me, daughter, what is the reason for your visit? Lord Citri. It's true, what is the reason for your visit? Seraphal. You see, it's just that I wanted to tell you that I've fallen in love. Seraph would say it nervously while her parents were surprised. Lady Citri. And could you tell us who the lucky one is? Seraphal. SL Pion de Rias-chan, Hyodo Issei. Lord Citri. Esta Sekiryuutei. Seraphal. Yes, that's right, let's say it was love at first sight. Lady Citri. Okay, that being the case, I just ask that you be happy. Lord Citri. Yes, and let him make you happy because otherwise I will destroy him myself. Seraphal. Thank you mother, father, but I thought you wouldn't accept my relationship with Issei. Lady Citri. No, daughter, it's your happiness and we wouldn't take it away from you. Lord Citri. Yes, the happiness of our daughters is the most important thing. Seraphal. Thank you mother, father, but I want to tell you another piece of news that I hope will make you happy. I also know that Ice-chan will be happy with the news. Lady Citri. What news is this about? Seraphal would show the pregnancy test positive. Seraphal. I'm pregnant, you're going to be grandparents. Both were surprised to see that, and Seraphal would even show the analysis he did. Lady Citri. With that news you make me happy, my girl. Lady Citri would hug Seraphal tightly, and Lord Citri would also join in the hug. Lord Citri. Daughter, you must know that it will be a great responsibility. Lady Citri. And now you must go and tell your true love the news. Seraphal. It's okay. And so, Seraphal would leave. Lady Citri. And don't forget to bring our future son-in-law. Seraphal. I promise I'll bring it soon. Meanwhile, Issei had already gotten the perfect gift for Seraphim. Unaware that Ria's relative was watching him. Rias. A gift, how cute, my Issei. Asia. I think Issei-san is planning to give the three of us a gift. Akeno. Ara, I think we can go surprise him. Rias. I know where it is, let's go. Meanwhile, Issei would be walking calmly until someone would jump to hug him, being a seraphim. Issei. Sera-chan, I missed you so much. Seraphal. Why yo and Team Me Dragon. So they both gave each other a tender kiss. Seraphal. Ice-chan, I have some news for you, and I hope it makes you happy. Issei. What is this about? Seraphal would show the pregnancy test, leaving Issei surprised. Issei surprised. This is real. Seraphal. Yes, my dragon, I'm pregnant, you're going to be a father, and look, these are the tests my sister's queen did on me. Seraphal would say it while showing the analysis. Issei remained silent as tears fell from his face. Seraphal. Ice-chan. Aren't you happy about the news? Don't you want to be? But before finishing speaking, she would be hugged by Issei, who would spin her around in the air. Issei crying. If you make me happy with this news, I don't care what happens, I want to be with you and our son or daughter. I love you, Sera-chan, I love you so much. Issei would say it while hugging Seraphal and crying as if he were a happy child. Seraphal would start crying when she saw Issei cry with happiness. Issei. You make me very happy, Sera-chan. Seraphal. You make me happy too, my dragon. They both gave each other a tender kiss, and then Issei went down to Seraphil's stomach. Issei. Hello there, I want to tell you that no matter what you are, I will love you despite everything, no matter if you are a girl or a boy, I will always love you just like your mother. Seraphal would only caress Issei's head while shedding a few tears. Seraphal. You're a cute one, did you know that, my dragon? Issei. Yeah, I'm anxious about this news. Seraphal. Me too, haha, so much that I already want to hold our son. On that. Rias surprised. Issei, what does this mean? Asia surprised. Issei-san, what did we just hear? Akeno surprised. Issei-kun, what we just heard is true. They both saw that they were Rias, Asia and Akeno. Issei. President, Asia, Akeno-san. The three of them began to cry. Rias crying. How dare you do this to us? Asia crying. We who love you, Issei-san. Akeno crying. And you deceive us with Seraphal-sama. Issei remained silent. Issei. I'm sorry girls, I don't love you, I just want you as my friends, the girl I love is Seraphal. Rias crying. And what is this about Seraphal being pregnant? Is it yours? Asia crying. Answer, Issei-san, really Seraphal-sama is expecting your child. Issei. Yes, that's right. Issei would put a hand on Seraphil's stomach. Seraphal. Issei and I are expecting a child. Rias. But Issei us. But she would be interrupted by Issei. Issei. But nothing, I already told you I'm already happy with Seraphal, I want you to respect that. Chapter 4. Meeting Seraphil's parents. Somewhere else. Kaneko and Ravel would be walking quietly while eating ice cream. Kaneko. Thanks for inviting me to a Ravel ice cream. Ravel. You're welcome, Kaneko-chan, besides I know you like sweets. Kaneko. Thank you. Ravel. Kaneko-chan, is it true that Issei is dating the Maou Leviathan? Kaneko. Yes, but how did you know? Ravel. Don't be angry, but Arena-san told me. Kaneko. That's right, but do you have a problem with that? Ravel. No, of course not. In fact, it makes me happy that Issei is finding happiness. Kaneko. I know, you want to keep walking with me. Ravel. Sure, it feels good to walk with you. Both would continue walking, but Kaneko would grab Ravel's hand. Feeling Kaneko's hand, Ravel would blush just like Kaneko, but they decided to ignore it. Back with Issei. Rias. Issei, please listen to us. Seraphal. Rias, you and your friends have to understand, Issei and I are a couple, and besides I'm pregnant, besides Issei already said it, he only wants you as his friends. Asia. But. Akeno. We. Issei. Don't say anything girls, I want you to understand. Rias. But Issei, we love you. Issei. No, what's done is done, and I'm already happy with Sarah-chan, and with my future son or daughter, I want you to respect my decision. Rias cried. No. We can't live without you. Asia crying. Issei-san, please, we don't want to lose you, without you we are nothing. Akeno crying. Please, Issei-kun, we love you, stay with us, you can't love Seraphal-sama. Rias Asia Akeno crying. You should be with us, you should love us. Seraphal annoyed. Enough Rias, you and your friend stop, Issei has already made his decision, you must respect it, now as the Maou of the underworld that I am, I order you to leave. Rias Asia Akeno. But. Seraphal annoyed. Now go away. With no other options, the three of them left. Then Seraph would be hugged by Issei. Seraphal. Thank you, love. Issei. Haha, it's nothing my beautiful demon, besides you shouldn't get angry, you can hurt the baby. Seraphal. I'm glad you care about me. Issei. And tell me, what do you want to do now? Seraphal. Do you think we should go to the movies? Issei. Sure, that's a good idea. So they both went to the cinema where they saw a film that Seraphim chose. The comedy and romantic movie called Three Idiots. Although they didn't realize that Kaneko and Ravel were watching the same movie. Kaneko. It's a beautiful movie. Ravel. Yes, and she's funny too. They were both eating popcorn, but at one point their hands touched, causing them to blush heavily. After the movie, Issei and Seraphim would leave the theater. Seraphal. You know, love, I told my parents about our relationship and that I'm pregnant, and I even told Su-tan. That scared the chestnut. Issei. And what did they say? Seraphal. My parents and Su-tan accepted our relationship and were happy with the news that I was pregnant. Issei. That reassures me. So Seraph would hug Issei while he smiled. After a few minutes they had arrived at the Hyodo residence. Seraphal. Issei, could I ask you something? Issei. Yes, of course, tell me what happens. Seraphal. You see, I want you to come with me, and I also don't want you to be near Rias and those two. That bothers me because I'm afraid they'll seduce you and take you away from me. Issei. That was it, don't worry, I agree to go with you, besides in case they want to seduce me, I wouldn't be someone who gives in easily, give me a few minutes. Minutes later. Issei would leave with a suitcase while being accompanied by Zenobia, Irina, Kiba and Gasper. Issei. Ready, we can go, Sarah-chan. Seraphal. It's okay. Zenobia. Take care, Issei, and please take care of Seraphal-sama. Irina. And even more so now that she's expecting your child. Issei. I will, don't worry. Kiba. Take care of yourself, friend. Gasper, take care, Issei. Issei. Thanks, friends. Zenobia. Hey, if we want to go visit them, how will we know where they are? Irina. And what will we tell Murayama and Caddis? Issei. Just tell them the truth, I think it's best that they already know what I am. Seraphal. And don't worry about the rest, I'll give Souten the location of where we'll be staying. Issei. If you see Kaneko, tell her what's happening. Then Issei and Seraphim would leave in a magic circle. While the others would go for a walk. Without noticing that they were being watched by Rias, Asia and Akeno. Rias annoyed. Damn Seraph, how dare you take away what is ours. Asia is annoyed. Even the others support that relationship. Akeno gets annoyed. This can't stay like this, Rias, we have to do something, besides aren't you supposed to have been engaged to Issei? Rias. No, my brother broke my engagement with Issei because he thought I wasn't ready to get engaged to Issei yet. Asia. And you think Serzich's-sama will help us? Rias. Unfortunately no, she has a great affection for Issei, I don't think she wants to help us break that relationship. Akeno. So what do we do? On that. They saw a car park outside and Issei's parents come out. Seeing that the three of them smiled evilly. Rias. If Issei doesn't want to accept us. Asia. So. Akeno. We'll make him accept us. Rias Asia Akeno. Using other measures. The three of them would say it while their eyes showed no life. Meanwhile. Miami beaches. Apartamento de Seraphal. Our couple appeared in a very luxurious place. Issei. Where are we? Seraphal. Welcome to my resting place, this is where I usually come to rest from my Maou work, do you like it? Issei. It's incredible. After that they both went to bed. Seraphal. You know, honey, my parents want to meet you. Issei. Okay, it's all for you. Seraphal. Thank you, but tell me, what would you like our son to be? Seraph would say it while caressing her belly. Issei. Well, I think a child, the truth is it would be good to have a child, don't you think? Seraphal. Yes, that would be good. After that they both would fall asleep. While that was happening. In the same place where the Seraphal department was. In another apartment were Kaneko and Ravel watching the view from the window. Ravel. I had a lot of fun today, Kaneko. I never thought I would have such a good time. Connection. See right. Both would be looking at the view until Kaneko started to approach Ravel. Ravel. Kaneko that. But before she finished speaking she was kissed by Kaneko. Ravel esta sorprendida pero corresponderia al beso. You then both separate. Ravel blushed. Why was that? Kaneko. Because I like you. At first we didn't get along, but with time I got to know you and I started to fall in love with you, and that's why I want to ask you if you would like to be my girlfriend. Ravel. The truth is I didn't expect that you also felt the same as me. I also fell in love with you as time went by, and I got to know you, and yes, I want to be your girlfriend. They would both kiss again as they lay on the living room floor while undressing. Until they were both naked. Kaneko blushed. I must say your breasts are very nice, I wish I could be like you. Ravel. I don't care if you have small breasts, I love you just the way you are. So. Ravel leaned close to Kaneko's ear. Ravel. I'll make you mine and I'll be yours, my beautiful Nekomata. Ravel would say it while licking Kaneko's ear. Causing his Nekomata features to come out. That night they both let themselves be carried away by passion. They both loved each other with all their hearts. The only thing they heard were their tender moans and their groans of pleasure. Until they both fell exhausted to the ground and a blanket covered them. Ravel just hugged Kaneko, who fell asleep due to tiredness. She would just kiss Kaneko on the forehead and then stroke Kaneko's head, which would let out some tender purrs. Ravel. I want to know. So Ravel would fall asleep. The next day. Inframundo Castillo Citri. Issei and Seraffal had appeared inside the Citri castle. Issei. Wow, es diferente a la mansion Gremory. Seraffal. Haha, well follow me, let's find my parents. After walking they both found Lord Citri and Lady Citri talking with Sona until they saw them. Lady Citri. So you are the young man who made my daughter fall in love with her and also got her pregnant. Issei. Yes, my name is Hyodo Issei, it's a pleasure to meet you. Lord Citri. The pleasure is our young Hyodo. Lady Citri. We only ask that you take care of our daughter, love her, protect her, and look after her in her condition. Lord Citri. And above all, make her happy, otherwise I myself will destroy you. Issei. If you don't worry, I'll take care of Sera-chan. Lord Citri. Glad to hear that, welcome to the family. Lady Citri. From today you can call me mother. Lord Citri. Now you can call me father. Seraffal. Thank you, mom and dad, for accepting Issei. Seraph would say it smiling. Lord Citri. You're welcome, if you'll excuse us, we must leave young Hyodo, please take care of my daughter. Issei. Yes, I do. Asi Lord Citri y Lady Citri si Irian. Sona. Well Issei, welcome to the family, now I'm your sister-in-law. Issei. I thought you would get upset with me Sona Kaichu. Sona. No, I was surprised, but it's my sister's happiness, I can't judge her, and just call me Sona, after all we are family now. Seraffal. Hey Su-tan, taking advantage of the fact that we're here, I need to ask you a favor. Seraph would say it smiling. Sona. A favor? What kind of favor would it be? Seraffal. You'll see, follow me. The three of them started walking. Sona. Are you going to tell me what this favor is? Does it have to do with your pregnancy? Seraffal. You could say yes. Sona. Please don't tell me I'll have to take care of your paperwork while the 9 months pass. 5 minutes later. Sona. Why did I open my big mouth? Sona would say it while holding some papers, while Seraffal would smile. Seraffal. On those papers I wrote down some instructions for you about what you should know about my work, can I count on you? Sona. Okay, but who will take charge of the student council in my absence? Issei. Sona, if you allow me, I think Zenobia can help you take charge of the student council together with Irina, and that way Tsubaki wouldn't be alone. Sona. It doesn't sound like a bad idea, thanks Issei. I saw a girl. So Issei would make a call. Sona. Wani-chan, what will happen if the Council of Elders finds out about this? Seraffal. I'll tell you that Issei will be the one I'll get engaged to. Sona. But if they know about your pregnancy, when you took the position of Maou there wasn't a condition about a pregnancy. Seraffal. Not that I remember, I just hope that if they find out they don't hurt Issei. After that Issei and Seraffal would return to their apartment in Miami. But upon entering they saw Kaneko and Ravel walking hand in hand. Issei. Kaneko, Ravel. Kaneko. Senpai. What are you doing here? Ravel. Hello Issei, long time no see. Issei. The others didn't tell you what happened. Kaneko. Yes, Irina-san sent me a message and I found out about your situation and what happened with the president, Asia and Akeno senpai by the way. Kaneko would hug Issei tightly. Kaneko happy. Congratulations little brother, you're going to be a father, it's great news, besides, you know that I love you like my brother. Issei solo corresponderia al abrazo de Kaneko. Ravel. Congratulations to both of you, I wish you the best happiness in the world. Seraffal. Gracias Ravel. Issei. I also wish you the best happiness Kaneko, be happy with Ravel. Kaneko. That's right, by the way we live here in an apartment that Ravel rented, so we will always visit them. Issei. Thank you. Seraffal. It will be nice to have visitors. Seraph would say it while smiling. And so the day passed peacefully. Without knowing what was happening. In an unknown place. Rias, Asia and Akeno would be taking a bath while the falling water turned red. Asia. I thought this would be bad, but as long as Issei-sen comes back with us, it's not a bad thing. Asia would say it while cleaning the blood from her body. Akeno. Lucky we found this cabin with a bathroom included. Asia. But you-san, and what will we do with the bodies of Issei-sen's parents? Asia would say it while leaving the shower with Akeno and Rias. Rias. Leave them here. He would say it while looking at the bodies of Goru and Miki Hyodo, which were full of wounds and their faces only showed sadness. Rias. We've already finished them off, now we have to make Seraffal leave our Issei. Asia. But how will we get Issei-sen back? Rias. We must eliminate Seraph when we kill her and her son Issei will be ours, only ours and no one else's. Akeno. I like that idea. The three of them would just smile grimly while their eyes had no emotion. Chapter 5. All for my beloved sad news. Now you can see Seraffal having breakfast together with Issei. Seraffal. Ice-chan, can I ask you something? Issei. Sure, tell me. Seraffal. Your parents know about our relationship. Issei. Actually yes haha, before coming here I sent them a message, but they haven't answered me. Seraffal. And where are they? Issei. Surziches gave you a trip as long as it keeps you away from danger, but you haven't responded to my messages, I hope it's just because of the signal. Seraffal. Don't worry, they'll be fine, and I'm sure they'll be happy with the news. Issei. Yes, you're right. Minutes later. Now they were both walking along the beaches of Miami looking at the beautiful scenery. Issei. By the way Sarah-chan, you're about 7 weeks pregnant, right? Seraffal. Yes, he. Issei. Have you not had any symptoms? Seraffal. Well, I've been feeling a little hungry lately, maybe it's my cravings. Issei. What could we get right now? Seraffal. I want chocolate. Seraph would say it smiling. Issei. Okay, although I find it difficult to find a candy stand on the beach. On that. Kaneko. There's a candy stand here, senpai. So they both saw that they were Kaneko and Ravel. Kaneko. And if there isn't, I always bring candy in case of emergencies. Issei. That surprises me. Kaneko. Tenga Seraffal-sama. This thing takes a chocolate bar with it. Seraffal. Oh thank you very much Kaneko. Kaneko. You're welcome he. So Issei and Seraffal would continue walking while Seraffal ate her chocolate bar. Although the two didn't notice that they were being watched by Rias, Akeno and Asia. Rias. Damn Maou, how dare she take away what is ours. Akeno. It bothers me to see them like this. Asia. President, Akeno-san, we should leave before they notice our presence. Rias. You're right Asia, let's go. So the three of them disappeared in a magic circle. While our couple would get on a tourist boat like Kaneko and Ravel, enjoying a ride on the sea. But later. Kaneko and Ravel were in their apartment until someone knocked on the door. When Kaneko opened it she saw what it was. Kaneko. Kuroka-ni-san. Kuroka. Hello Shiranaya, long time no see. Author's note. Kaneko doesn't hate Kuroka here and that's because she knows why Kuroka had to abandon her and why she killed her previous master. End of note. Kaneko. Pass ni-san. This is the entrance to the chicken. Kaneko. How have you been in the time I haven't talked to you? Kuroka. I've been fine and even more so because my innocence was confirmed and I'm no longer a criminal. Ravel. So you are Kuroka Taoju, Kaneko's sister? Kuroka. Yes, and you must be my sister-in-law, right? Ravel. Kuroka. I'm so happy Shiranaya, you met the person you want to live your life with, come here. So Kuroka would give them both a big hug. Kaneko. And tell me Ni-san, what brings you here? The girl would get serious. Kuroka. You see, the queen of the Maou Lucifer, Grafiya asked me to look for you. Kaneko. Why exactly? Kuroka. You see, I'm someone in charge of monitoring the human world and reporting on rogue demons or people who died because of them, and the truth is, what I found is something similar. Ravel. You're scaring me now. Kaneko. What is it about? Kuroka. I found some bodies in a cabin and took some pictures and showed them to Grafiya-san. When she saw the pictures she got scared and asked me to look for you since she says that you know these people and their son. This curly-haired girl takes away the photos from the corner. When he saw what the photos had, he was terrified, just like Ravel. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Rias, Akeno and Asia would be entering a large room seeing the Council of Elders. Elder 1. Miss Rias Gremory, what is the reason for your visit? Rias. My pieces and I came to report a crime. Old Man 2. A crime. Rias. That's right. Old Man 3. And what exactly is it about? Rias. The Maou Leviathan Seraph is dating a pawn and that pawn is mine, it's Hyodo Issei. Old Man 1. I understand. Asia. And if you allow me to speak, there is something more than that. Akeno. The Maou Leviathan is pregnant and that child is Issei's. The elders were surprised. Elder 2. If so, both will receive the punishment. Rias. No, don't hurt our Issei. Asia. We ask you, don't hurt Issei-san. Old Man 3. I understand, so you three are in love with the boy. The three of them would only blush, confirming what the old man said. Old Man 1. You may leave, I assure you we won't do anything to the boy. So the three of them would go in a magic circle. Elder 1. I want you to call Hyodo Issei and Serafall Leviathan. Back with our partner. They would both be watching television and just out of nowhere a hologram of a soldier would appear. Soldier. Serafall Leviathan, the Council of Elders requests your presence along with that of Hyodo Issei. They were both surprised to hear that. Minutes later. Now Issei and Serafall were outside the council chamber of elders. Serafall was somewhat frightened and Issei was somewhat confused. Serafall. Issei, please don't say anything unless necessary. Issei. It's okay, love. So they both entered the room seeing the council of elders. Serafall. Why was my presence requested? I would ask Serafall if I were serious. Elder 1. Miss Serafall, we already know about your relationship with Hyodo Issei. Old Man 2. And you know you have to commit to him. Serafall. I know that, and yes, I want to marry Issei because I love him. Issei. Why yo Tambi and Amo Serafall? Old Man 3. But we also know that you are pregnant with young Hyodo. Old Man 4. Do you know what you should do? Serafall. No, I don't remember a condition about a case like this, but during my pregnancy my sister will take over my job. When my son or daughter is born, I will return to my Maou job, as long as I don't have to work so much since I have to take care of my son or daughter. Elder 1. I calculate everything, so we accept his condition and relationship with the young Hyodo. Old Man 2. But we must tell you about a condition that we didn't tell you, Miss Seraph, and it involves your partner. Issei. What? Serafall. What is it about? Elder 3. Young Hyodo must know that when you marry the Maou Leviathan. Elder 4. You will be promoted as a Maou, in simple terms you will be appointed as a Maou when you marry Seraph. Issei was surprised to hear that. Serafall surprised. So, when Issei and I get married, he will become a Maou like me. Serafall would ask, surprised by what she heard. Elder 1. That's right, and since you are the Maou of the Sekiryuutei territory, young Hyodo will be named Maou of the same territory. Old Man 2. Well, young Hyodo, do you accept that condition? Issei was still surprised, but he would calm down by letting out a sigh and then look at the council of elders. Issei. I accept the condition, I will do my best to be a strong Maou and also take care of Serachan and my son or daughter. Old Man 1. That being the case, congratulations, we wish you the best of happiness. Old Man 2. And take care of that baby, after all, children are important in one's life. Old Man 3. And don't worry, Miss Seraph, you will have every right to organize your wedding. Serafall. Gracious. Elder 4. You may withdraw. So they both went away in a magic circle. Upon returning to his apartment, Issei would see Serafall. Issei. Serachan, are you okay? Serafall. Yes, it's just that I was afraid they would do something bad to you. Issei. Calm down, nothing bad happened in the end. Serafall. Although what surprises me is that when we get married you will be named Maou and you will be the second Maou of the Sekiryuutei territory. Issei. Yes, in fact it surprises me, but if I want to be worthy of that title I will have to start training. Greg. That's right, partner, you must start training if you want to be a worthy Maou for the Sekiryuutei territory. Serafall. I know you will be a great Maou like me, I believe in you. See Serafall Abra's area and Issei. On that. The door would be knocked and when opening they saw Kaneko and Ravel and Kuroka. Issei. Kaneko, who is she? Kaneko. I'll tell you later, senpai, but you have to know about this. Issei. What happens? Kuroka. Your name is Hyodo Issei, right? Issei. Serafall. Wait a moment, your eyes, perhaps you are. Kuroka. Yes, I am Kuroka Taoju, a pleasure to greet you Seraffal-sama. Seraffal. I'm surprised to see you. Kuroka. My innocence was proven, so I'm free now and no longer afraid of being killed for being a criminal. Issei. Are you Kaneko's sister? Kuroka. That's right, but I have to tell you something. Issei. What is this about? Kuroka Ladaria El Saber Issei. Kuroka. I sincerely apologize, as what you're about to see is quite sad. Issei made a mistake, he would open the envelope. But. His face went from confused to shocked and terrified when he saw some photos of his parents' lifeless bodies. Issei terrified. What is this? Perhaps they are. Kaneko sad. They are your parents' niece and found them. Kuroka. I'm someone who is in charge of reporting people who died from rogue demons. When I showed the photos to Grafiya-san, she told me to look for Shirin Naya, since she knows your parents. Scared Seraffal. Then, Ice-chan's parents went. Sad Issei. Killed by a renegade. Ravel. According to the wounds, yes, but the curious thing is that the renegade did not eat them. Kuroka. That makes me think that maybe it wasn't a renegade who killed them, but a normal person or a demon from some clan. That's why they'll start doing analysis. I'm truly sorry for your loss Issei. The boy would fall to the ground while crying. Issei crying. My parents killed by a damn rogue demon or a normal demon, why did they have to die? I wanted to tell them that I have a girlfriend, that they are going to be grandparents, they would have been happy, why did this happen to me? Why? Issei cried as he hit the ground. Seraffal began to cry upon seeing Issei like that, so she hugged him, and Kaneko and Ravel joined in the hug, while Kuroka just watched the scene with sadness upon seeing Issei devastated upon learning that his parents died. In the following weeks the funeral of Issei's parents took place. The investigation was still ongoing, several Gremory guards and even Grafiya were doing their best to find a clue to find out who really killed Issei's parents. Although Issei was depressed. Current events. Seraffal would be on the beach looking for Issei until she saw him sitting, looking at the sea. Seraffal could see the sadness of her beloved, so she couldn't help but shed some tears, so she decided to approach. Seraffal crying. Ice-kun, are you okay? Seraph would say it while still having tears on his face. Issei. Sera-chan. Issei would turn around seeing Seraffal, who would sit next to him. The brown-haired boy would just hug her and she would hug him back. Issei. I'm sorry, being like this could hurt you and the baby. Seraffal. Calm down, the baby and I are fine, but I'm worried about you, you're still sad about your parents. Sad Issei. I would be lying if I told you no, I miss them, they died, and without knowing that I was with you and that they were going to be grandparents, that's what hurts me the most. Issei would start to cry, but he was hugged by Seraffal, who put the brown-haired boy's head between her breasts. Seraffal. I know it's sad and believe me, their death hurts me too. I wanted to meet them and let them know that they would be grandparents, but we can't do anything now. We must move on, and you should know that they will be in a better place. On that. When the song ended, Issei would be crying and then hug Seraffal. She would just caress Issei's hair. Seraffal. Ice-chan, you are not alone, I will always be with you, there are also your friends, who are like your family, they will always be with you, and I will also be with you my love, you, me and our baby will always be together, and I will never leave your side, not me, nor your friends, nor our little boy or girl. Issei would only see Seraph and then give her a tender kiss that she would reciprocate. Issei. Sera-chan, thank you for cheering me up. I know I can't bring my parents back, but I know they'll always be with me and I'm not alone. I have you and my friends, for all of you I'll become stronger to be a great Maou and Sekiryuutei, but more for you and our son or daughter. Issei would say it, putting a hand on Seraffal's belly. Seraffal. I know you will be strong and that you will become a great Maou and we will always be with you. So both would hug each other tightly. Greg. Partner, I'm warning you right now not to do anything stupid. I understand that during pregnancy, women have changes in attitude, so be careful with what you say and do or else they'll kill you. Seraffal. Will that really happen to me? Greg. That's right. Issei. Don't feel bad. That's normal during pregnancy, right? So don't worry, I won't say anything or do anything to upset you. I'll take care of you during my free time from training. Seraffal. Thank you Ice-chan, I am really lucky to have you as my partner and that you are the father of my son or daughter. Issei. I'm lucky too, to have you by my side and to have you expecting my child. So they both gave each other a tender kiss and then both left in a magic circle back to their apartment. Without noticing that they were observed by Rias, Asia and Akeno, who had the same looks, lifeless looks Yandere's. Rias. When Seraph is 8 months pregnant, it won't be a problem anymore. Asia. And when we're done with her and her son. Akeno. Issei will be ours again, as he should have been long before that bitch approached him. So the three of them would smile and then disappear in a magic circle. Chapter 6. symptoms and the proposal. After what happened in the previous chapter, the first 7 months would pass where Issei spent it tired or hurt due to the symptoms of Seraphim's pregnancy. Let's see what happened. We won. During this month Seraphal has had a very monstrous appetite. Seraphal. Ice-chan, the baby wants a hamburger. Issei. Didn't you just eat a pizza? Seraphal. I want my burger please. Seraph would say it with a tender little face. Issei. It's okay. Issei quickly went for a hamburger, giving it to Seraphal. Seraphal. Now the baby wants a chocolate cake. Issei. Didn't I just give you your burger? Seraphal. I have a baby in my belly and you're complaining. Seraphal would say it a little annoyed. Nervous Issei. Okay, I'll go get your cake. But later. Issei left the bakery with a chocolate cake. Issei. The good thing is that I won't run out of money. Greg. I told you not to do anything stupid and not to make a fuss unless you want Seraphal Sama to kill you. Issei. If he realizes that he'll be sad, don't say stupid things Greg. Greg. Okay, but don't forget you have to train. Issei. I won't forget Greg. Issei would arrive at the apartment like that entering, but upon entering he saw a mess because there was a lot of food garbage. Seraphal. T-Tartist Ice-chan. Issei surprised. Sorry. So Seraphal would start eating the cake while Issei started cleaning up the mess. After a few minutes Issei had finished cleaning. Issei. What a day today. Greg. And you couldn't even train today. Issei. At least understand me Greg, you know that I won't always be able to train. Greg. I know, I should apologize, I shouldn't be pressuring you. On that. Seraphal. Ice-chan the baby wants a hot dog, a bowl of ramen and ice cream. Issei. Well we have to keep going. Greg. Be strong partner, be strong. We are two. Seraphil's appetite was gone, but now she showed different feelings, for example, she got angry with Issei for anything, no matter how small. Ravel. Hey Issei, could you help me put up these decorations for my apartment? Ravel would say it while he had a box of ornaments to decorate his apartment a little. Issei. Of course Ravel. So both of them would be putting up the decorations, but behind them would be Seraphal, a little jealous. Jealous Seraphal. Ice-chan what are you doing? Nervous Issei. I'm just helping Ravel decorate his apartment. Jealous Seraphal. Really? Ravel. Like a serpent, I only have one piece of it which I will decorate with my own hands. Aussie Seraphal see Calmaria. Issei. Uff that was close. Ravel. Pregnancy has transformed her. Issei. Well I have to get used to it anyway. Greg. That's right, partner. It was another day and Issei was ready to go training. But. Seraphal. Ice-chan where do you think you're going? Issei nervous. Solo Ira Entrener. Seraphal. No, that's it, you're staying with me. Seraph would say it while dragging Issei. After a few minutes Issei had managed to escape. Issei. Very well Dreg it's time to train. Dreg. Let's give it to him. So Issei went to a place like a forest and started his training, which was very difficult because the training was planned by Dreg. After training Issei would return to the apartment, but. Seraph molesta. Ice-chan. Issei was scared when he saw Seraphal. Although Dreg only thought one thing. Angry Seraphal. So you went to train and you didn't tell me? Seraph would say it while holding a flip-flop in his hand. Issei scared. Détente. Angry Seraphal. Now if Ice-chan. Issei terrified. Detentiae. That day Issei ended up almost dead. We are three. Seraphal continued to show the same symptoms, but in a different way. For example, if Issei said something or did something that she didn't like, she would start to cry, and it was difficult to calm her down. Now we see Issei waking up. Seraphal. Good morning Ice-chan. Issei. Good morning, Sarah-chan. Seraphal. Ice-chan could you bring me some vanilla ice cream? Seraph would say it with puppy dog eyes. Issei. It's okay. Issei would go to the kitchen, and when he opened the refrigerator he only found strawberry ice cream. Issei. I hope this helps. Greg. You'll see that if you've also already survived her mood swings, the difficult thing is calming her down when she cries. Issei. Don't even mention it, but I'm already getting used to it. Then Issei would go to the room. Seraphal. Ice-chan can be the opinion. Nervous Issei. Really? Seraphal. Now I want a strawberry ice cream. Hearing that, Issei calmed down. So giving the ice cream to Seraphal so she eats it. Seraphal. I want more please. Issei. No, you know Maz. Seraph. Piro. Issei. I said no Sarah-chan. Seraphim's eyes would become crystal clear as he was about to cry. Issei. No, please don't cry Sarah-chan. Seraphal. But I want my strawberry ice cream. Issei. What if I prepare something better for you? Seraffal. Really? Seraph would say this while wiping away her tears. Issei. Yes. Seraffal. It's okay. Seraph would say it smiling, giving Issei a kiss on the cheek. He only let out a sigh as he was able to prevent Seraffal from unleashing a river of tears. Although when Seraffal got angry he became a real monster and Issei even had to sleep on the sofa because he made Seraffal angry by accident. Month 4 and 5. In these 2 months Seraffal continued but with another strange symptom, apart from the mood swings. Now Issei would be walking with Ravel and Kaneko. Kaneko. I'm surprised you survived, senpai. Ravel. Is it true that Seraffal-sama hasn't tried to kill you? Issei. Yes, but I survived. So they arrived at Kaneko and Ravel's apartment. Issei. Well, see you girls. Kaneko. Ravel. Goodbye, Issei. So they both entered their apartment. When he arrived at his apartment, he entered and saw that everything was dark. When Issei turned on the lights, he saw Seraffal lying on the sofa in a demoness dress. Issei blushed. Sarah-chan. What are you doing? Seraffal. It's not obvious, dear, it's Friday, you know what we're going to do. Seraph would say it in a flirtatious way. Issei blushed. Sarah-chan, we can't do it, you're pregnant and I don't want to hurt our baby. Seraffal. Don't worry, darling, I'll take care of everything. Lo diria Seraffal empezando a tocar Issei. Issei's thoughts. Issei. What is this smell I smell? Hey Drake, what is that smell? Drake. You're screwed, partner, they're pheromones. I think Seraph-sama is behaving like this, maybe because of her pregnancy, maybe this is a symptom that only someone like her would manifest. Issei. It can't be, I smelled the pheromones, I must resist, no. Out of your thoughts. Issei would just grab Seraffal by the waist and then kiss her passionately and Seraffal would just reciprocate. Seraffal. We can take advantage of having the department to ourselves and do it everywhere. So Seraph would take off Issei's clothes and then Issei would carry her like a princess and take her to the kitchen. While with Kaneko and Ravel. These would be lying in their bed. Kaneko. Ravel-chan. Ravel. What's up, dear? Kaneko. I'm happy that we're together and a couple. Ravel. Just like me because I love you, Kaneko-chan. Kaneko. I love you too. So both would give each other a tender kiss. Month 6 and 7. Lately Seraffal is very close to Issei, too close. Issei. Okay, that's enough. Issei would say it, who had finished helping Kaneko and Ravel with some things. Kaneko. Thank you for helping us remodel the sister department. Issei. You're welcome. But Issei would be hugged from behind by Seraffal. Sad Seraffal. Ice-chan, where were you? I was sad because you weren't there. Issei. I just came to help Kaneko and Ravel. Sad Seraffal. Even so, I don't want to separate from you. Dreg. Exaggerated. Issei. Shut up, Dreg. Now Issei would be seen training in the usual forest until he finished his training. Dreg. Despite everything that happened in these months, you have managed to advance a lot in your training, my friend, I am sure that you will become a great Maou. Issei. Thank you very much, Dreg. Issei would now be walking through the streets until he came to a jewelry store. Issei. Good afternoon. Sir. Oh, you are young, your order is already there. The man would say it, giving Issei a bag. Issei. Thank you very much. So Issei would leave, but as he walked he made a call. Upon arriving at Issei's apartment, he would see Seraffal sitting on the couch, but angry. Issei. Sarah-chan. What's up? Angry Seraffal. It's nothing. Issei's thoughts. Issei. Obviously something is wrong with him. Out of your thoughts. Issei. Okay, then I'll go for a walk for a while. But before leaving he was held by Seraffal. Seraffal. Why didn't you tell me you were going to train? I was afraid you would leave me alone or abandon me and our son. Seraph would say it when he was about to cry. Issei would just hug Seraffal tightly. Issei. Forgive me, I didn't want to worry you, besides, you know that I would never abandon you or our son, you know that I love you, Sarah-chan, you are the only woman in my life. Seraffal. Gracious. Seraphim would say it, wiping away his tears. Issei. Also, I have a surprise for you. So they both went to a remote place in the city. Until they came to a field. Seraffal would be surprised to see the place that was decorated and Kaneko and Ravel were there. Kaneko. The sea is blessed with a serpent. Issei. I prepared this place for you, also I have to tell you something. Kaneko. But first, it's time for a song. So Kaneko and Ravel took out some instruments, Kaneko a guitar and Ravel a drum kit and also some microphones. Kaneko. Enjoy the song. Ravel. And enjoy the moment. So they both began to sing. Seraffal would be surprised as she watched Kaneko and Ravel sing the song. Issei. I organized all this for you, surprise he, did you like it? Seraffal. It's beautiful, I love it. So Seraph would hug Issei, and he would reciprocate in that. Seraphall's belly moved. Issei. Did the baby move? Happy Seraphall. Yes, it moved my boy, it seems you are eager to meet us. Seraphall would say it, caressing her belly, which had already grown due to the passing of the months. Issei. Yes, and I have to tell you something. Issei would kneel. Issei. Serachan, since I met you, you changed me, I fell in love with you, and even though I'm just a pawn, I want to be with you and with our son, so Seraph, Sitri, Leviathan, will you marry me? Issei would say it, showing a little box with an engagement ring. Seraphall would be surprised. Issei. I know you said that after what happened that night I would have to commit to you, and well, I told you that I would like to get married, and well, I decided to propose to you, so do you agree to marry me? Seraphall would be crying and then hug Issei. Seraphall crying. Yes, yes, of course Issei-chan, yes, I want to marry you, I love you. Issei. I love you too. So Issei would put the ring on Seraphim, and both would give each other a tender kiss, while Kaneko and Ravel finally finished singing. After that, Issei and Seraphall, as well as Kaneko and Ravel, returned to their respective apartments. Upon entering, Issei would take Seraphall to the bed, laying her down, and then going to bed himself. Seraphall. Issei-chan, I'm Algo. Issei. What's up? Seraphall. What would you like our baby to be? Issei. What do you think, that it's a boy? Seraphall. It would be good, but what name should we give it? Issei. No lo si. Seraphall. Oh, I thought of one. Issei. Which would it be? Seraphall. What do you think, Joshua? Issei. Joshua. It's a funny name, how did you come up with it? Seraphall. Well, after visiting my parents, I started reading a book of names that my mother recommended to me, and among all the names, I found a name that caught my attention, and that is Joshua. Is it a good name for our son? Issei. Yes, it may sound strange, but it's a good name. If our child is a boy, we'll call him that. Seraphall. Good, and now? Seraphall would grab a guitar. Issei. Serachan, what are you doing? Seraphall. Just lie down, relax and enjoy. Seraphall would say it later. When the song ended, Seraphim would see that Issei had fallen asleep. She would just smile and then kiss Issei on the forehead. Seraphall. Rest, my dragon. So Seraph would fall asleep. But outside the apartment, a bat watched a building and then disappeared. Chapter 7. Three's Obsession, the Bounty Hunters. During the time that remained of the 7th month, Issei had to ask his friends for help to protect Seraphall while he was training. What was the reason for that request? Well, lately Issei felt like they were watching him, already a seraphim, but especially this last one. The brunette felt like someone might try to do something to his fiancée. Besides, he never heard from Rias, Akeno, or Asia again since what happened that time. Issei still cared about them, since he still cared for them as they were his friends, although he would no longer be part of the Gremory clan, because when he becomes a Maou, the evil piece will be removed. Also, her friends decided to join the Sitri clan because they thought it was the best thing to do, and obviously Sona accepted. Even so, Issei wanted nothing to happen to Seraphim, which is why he asked his friends to take care of her when he was not there. But Issei felt that the one who could be watching them was that person who killed his parents. Present. We are 8. The penultimate month of Seraphall's pregnancy had begun. Hospital Sitri, Territorio Sitri. In one room would be Issei and in a bed would be Seraphall, and her belly was already bigger when she was 8 months pregnant. Tsubaki. Very well, Seraphall-sama, the ultrasound is ready. Sona. Ready to meet your baby One-sama. Seraphall. I'm ready. So the image of the baby would be shown on a screen. Sona. His gender will be male, meaning your child will be a boy. Issei excited. Did you hear that, my love, our child will be a boy in the end. Happy Seraphall. That makes me so happy that I want to cry. The girl would say it while wiping away a tear. Sona. By the way, One-sama, I'm surprised that right now you have your hair down and don't have your pigtails. I would say it when I see my sister. Seraphall. Well, I wanted to leave my hair straight this time, since I look pretty, haha. Seraphall would say it with a smile. Sona. I understand. Seraphall. But don't worry, when I get home I'll have my pigtails back. Issei. No matter what hairstyle you have, you will always look equally beautiful. Seraphall. Thank you, my love. So they both gave each other a tender kiss. Tsubaki. By the way, what will your son's name be? Sona. Is it true, what will you name my nephew? Seraphall. I'll tell you when Sutan is born. I want it to be a surprise. Sona. You're so mean, by the way, you're returning to the mansion today, right? Seraphall. Yes, and I wanted to know if mom and dad will be there to give them the news. Sona. No, since they will go to meet with Azazel, Michael and Serzich's Sama to talk about some matters. Seraphall. Oh, I understand. Issei. Don't worry Sera-chan, you can tell them the news later. Seraffal. You're right, darling. After that, both would leave the hospital where Kaneko and Ravel were already waiting for them. Kaneko. So? How did it go? Issei. We did very well. Ravel. And what will your baby be, Seraphim-sama? Seraffal. It will be a boy, he. Kaneko. That's good. Issei. Girls, accompany Seraffal to the apartment to collect her things. Ravel. And where will you go, Issei? Issei. I'm going to visit my parents, I'll leave some flowers on their graves. Seraffal. Be careful Ice-chan. Issei. I'll have it Sera-chan, and girls could you tell Zenobia and the others to accompany you. Kaneko. Don't worry, senpai, I'll let them know to meet us at the apartment. Issei. Very good. Issei hurried on Circulomagia to teletransportation. Before leaving he would give Seraffal a kiss and she would reciprocate. Issei. I love you Sera-chan. Seraffal. Why yo and Team Me Dragon. Aussie Issei if I would go. In the human world. Issei had appeared in an alley and upon exiting he would go to a flower shop to buy some flowers. After that he would go to the cemetery arriving at his parents' grave leaving the flowers. Issei. Hello mom and dad, I came to tell you some news, the baby I'm going to have with my girlfriend will be a boy, I know that if you were here, you would be happy to know that you will have a grandson, but you died, a bastard took you from my lives, and it is still unknown who the murderer is, but even so, I just ask that you rest in peace. Issei would say it while wiping away his tears. Greg. Hey partner, you have visitors. On that. Murayama, hello Issei. When he turned around he would see Murayama and Caddis. Issei. Hello girls. Caddis. We haven't heard from you for several months after your parents' funeral. Issei. Well, I guess you know right. Murayama. Yes, we never thought you were a demon, but you are still our friend and we will always support you. They both hugged the brown-haired boy. Caddis. Yes, you have to invite us to your wedding with Seraffal. Issei. It's okay. Then the three of them would walk away while talking. Although on their way they met Vali. Vali. Long time no see Hyodo. Issei serious. What do you want Vali? Issei in Vicaria La boosted gear. Vali. Calm down I didn't come to fight Hyodo I just came to tell you that I forgot about that goal of defeating you so friends. Vali would extend his fist. Issei would doubt it but later. Issei. Friends. So both of them fist bump. Murayama. Wow, and I thought there would be a conflict. Caddis. Well, we were lucky. Vali. Do you mind if I keep you company? I have nothing else to do. Issei. Of course there is no problem. Murayama. Maybe this way we can get to know each other better. Caddis. That's true. So the four would begin to walk. Meanwhile. Grafiya continued to search that cabin in search of finishing the investigation into the death of Issei's parents, until he saw something that couldn't be seen. Grafiya approached and as she moved her hand she touched something as she grabbed it, she saw that they were strands of hair more specifically 3 strands of hair, one red, one yellow and the last one black. Grafiya. This should be enough. With her magic, Grafiya would analyze the strands of hair to find out who the murderers of Issei's parents were. Until her face changed to one of surprise and terror, she saw that the strands of hair belonged to 3 girls, whom she knew. Grafiya. Rias Oju-sama, Asia Argento, Akeno Himejima it can't be they couldn't do that. The woman began to wonder why those 3 were responsible until she managed to discover what that reason was. Grafiya. It can't be Rias, Asia, Akeno what have they done? I must tell Surziches-sama. So Grafiya would leave in a magic circle. Meanwhile. In the occult club. Rias, Akeno and Asia would be talking to 2 people. Rias. And you already know what you should do? You would say it laughing seeing 2 people. No need to repeat it Gremory, our objective is simple, capture Issei Hyodo and then bring him here. Rias. Okay, I'm counting on you, Kakao and Revchi too. Revchi. And what do we do if Hyodo is accompanied and those people prevent us from achieving our objective? Akeno. If that happens, just kill them and when they're dead bring Issei with us. Kakao. We will not fail. So they both disappeared in a magic circle. Asia. And what will we do, President? Rias. We'll go for Seraph, with what we've been doing these past few months, we might be able to kill her now that her pregnancy has reached its 8th month. Akeno. Yes, we can finally be with Issei and be together as it should have been from the beginning. Asia. Yes, and that way we can form a beautiful family with him and have him be ours without any bitch trying to take him away from us. The 3 of them imagined their lives with Issei, well there were hearts in their eyes. Rias. Issei, very soon you will be ours again and no one will take you away from us and if they do they will die and you will be with us forever. You would say it even with hearts in your eyes. The three of them just let out a few laughs. Author's note. That's what those three laughs are like. End of note. But later. It was night. Issei continued walking while eating ice cream, along with Murayama, Caddis and Volley. Ollie. I never thought a walk would be so entertaining. Caddis. There are things you still don't know, Volley. Murayama. But you'll learn as you go. Ollie. They are right, by the way Hyodo, is it true that you will have a child with the Maou Leviathan? Issei. Yes, that's right. Ollie. And you know that when you marry her you will be named Maou, right? Issei. Yes, and I plan to strive to be a great Maou for the Citri territory. Ollie. I understand, so I hope you become stronger since I wish to face you since our first battle was interrupted, but now it will be a battle of friends. Issei. You're right. At that point, Albion's wings would emerge from Volley's back. Albion. You better be ready, Drake, because I'm going to win that battle. The emerald gem of the boosted gear would manifest in Issei's hand. Drake. We'll see about that, Albion. On that. Kuroka. Hello guys. So the four of them saw Kuroka. Issei. Hello Kuroka, how have you been? Kuroka. I've been fine, thanks for asking. Ollie. So in the end your innocence was proven. Kuroka. Aussie is. Caddis. Do you know each other? Kuroka. When I was supposedly a criminal I was with Volley and his group and when my innocence was proven I separated from them. Murayama. That makes sense. Issei. Kuroka, has there been any progress in the investigation? Kuroka. Grafiya is taking care of it right now, but sooner or later we'll know who killed your parents. On that. Kakao. So you are Hyodo Issei. Everyone looked ahead, seeing a man with a spear. Issei. Who are you? Ollie. Kakao, I didn't think I'd see you again. Kakao. So it's you Volley, many months without seeing you. Murayama. Do you know that guy? Ollie. He's a bounty hunter, he tried to kill me once, but I managed to save myself. Kakao. My target is Hyodo Issei, I must bring him alive with my client. Kuroka. And who is your client? Kakao. Is classified. Ollie. Murayama, Caddis, take Issei away, Kakao is dangerous and I have no doubt he wants to kill you. Issei. Hey, do you think you'll confront him? Ollie. I have a score to settle with him. Kuroka. Okay, better not interfere. On that. Volley had activated his balance breaker and thus began to fight against Kakao. Murayama. Hey, I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling. Caddis. What would it be? Murayama. For some reason I feel like something is going to happen. Issei. What are you talking about? But out of nowhere several chains came out of the floor and the walls taking Issei, Murayama, Caddis and Kuroka by surprise. Meanwhile. Inframundo Mansion Citri. The Uncirculo Magico Saldria Seraffal Junto Kaneko, Ravel, Zenobia, Irina, Kiba, Gaspar Y Tambi and Saji, Momo Wairuko. Seraffal. Thank you so much for helping me guys. Zenobia. You're welcome Seraffal Sama, besides, we promised to say that we would take care of her. Irina. Yes, that's right, so we'll help you unpack. So everyone was helping Seraffal but in that. Kaneko. Guys. Everyone saw Kaneko who would be scared. Ravel. Dear, are you okay? Do I see you're scared? Asper. Something's wrong Kaneko-san. Kaneko's scared. We are not alone. On that. Rias. Good night Seraffal Sama. From the shadows, Rias, Akeno and Asia would emerge, seeing Seraffal and the others. The girl would be scared seeing the looks of Rias, Akeno and Asia. Scared Seraphim. Rias-chan, Akeno, and Asia. What can I offer you? Seraph would say it, still scared after seeing those looks. Rias Akeno Asia. Let's have fun Seraffal Sama. Seraph scared. What? Back with Issei. He would be chained like Kuroka, while Murayama and Caddis were left unconscious and tied by the chains. Revchi. There's no point in them resisting creation magic. Magic binding iron chains nullify their movements. Kuroka. Who the buck are you? Revchi. I am Revchi, the magic knight of iron chains, and I am a bounty hunter. Issei. Wretch. Revchi. Don't worry when we take you to our client we'll go after your girlfriend and your son and kill them and your suffering will end. Iso desata la furia de Issei. Angry Issei. Listen to me carefully, trash if someone touches a single hair on my girlfriend or my son never you will not be forgiven. Issei had manifested his balance breaker, managing to destroy the iron chains. The brown-haired boy would start hitting the black-haired boy and at the same time Volley was ravaging Kakao. So both prepared their final attacks. Ollie. I win and you lose Kakao. Angry Issei. Die. Thus the two attacks hit the two bounty hunters, managing to kill Kakao, but Refchi was sent flying very far away. After that they both deactivated the balance breaker. Ollie. Good attack that Hyodo Issei. Same here. At that moment Kuroka, Murayama and Caddis approached. Kuroka. But, who hired those two to kidnap you Issei? Caddis. That guy said she was a woman. Murayama. But who could it be? Just at that moment a magic circle would appear from which Grafiya would come out. Flashback. Serziches. Then, Rias and her pieces did it. Serziches would say it, who was interrupted by Grafiya at the meeting. Grafiya. Yes, that's right. Serziches. Why did they do that? Why would Rias do that? Grafiya. Issei was the first man who saw Rias-sama as a woman and not by her last name, except for the young Asia of that fallen angel, and he understood Misakeno, maybe knowing that the person they love is with someone else, and that on top of that she is expecting a child from him. I think that was the trigger. Serziches. Forgive me, but I can't make her rogue demon, she's my sister, I can't do it. Grafiya. Her parents will have to know, but you tell them the news, I'll go warn Issei about the danger Seraffal-sama is in. Serziches. Go fast and be careful. Grafiya. I'll tend it. End of the flashback. Kuroka. Grafiya. What happened? Issei. Is something wrong Grafiya? The woman would look at Issei. Grafiya. Issei, we need to talk, I have to tell you something. Chapter 8. Confrontation the Rescue. Meanwhile. The Seraph's horn. The girl was still scared when she saw Rias, she no longer recognized her, that look showed hatred, resentment and at the same time terror in her and her two friends. Kaneko scared. Rias-senpai, Akeno-senpai, Asia-senpai what's wrong with them? Ravel scared. Why do they look at Seraffal-sama with those looks? Rias. Oh, don't worry we won't do anything to you. Akeno. But if you don't get away from Seraffal-sama, we won't hesitate to kill you. Zenobia scared. Maybe you? Asia. Yes, we came to kill Seraffal-sama, and once she dies along with her baby, Issei-sen will be ours as it always should have been. Irina, terrified. Asia, you are not like that because they want to kill Seraph-sama, and besides, you wouldn't be able to kill yourself. Asia. Who says so? That bitch did this to us by taking Issei away from us, and worse, she got pregnant with him. Rias. So decide step aside or die. Rias would say it while she, like Asia and Akeno, had those lifeless looks that only scared Seraphal more. At that Kiba and Saji took the lead. Kiba. I'm sorry, President, but I can't allow myself to hurt President Sona's sister as a member of the Citri clan to which I now belong, I must protect my president's sister. So Kiba would take out his sacred demonic sword and Saji his sacred gear. Saji. Girls, get Seraffal-sama out of here, we'll stall for time. Kiba. Gasper go with them. So the girls along with Gasper would take Seraph and go to the exit of the mansion. Rias. I saved your life Kiba and you pay me back by preferring to be on that bitch's side. Kiba. I'm sorry, President, but I couldn't support you I want my friend to be happy and if it's with Seraph-sama, then so be it. Akeno. You and Saji are going to regret it. The girls and Gasper had already taken Seraphal out of the mansion. But in that. An explosion was heard and the part where Seraph's room was destroyed, damaging the mansion. From there, Kiba and Saji came out injured, although Saji no longer had the arm where he had his sacred gear and Kiba was missing an arm and a leg. Momoruko. Serve. They both approached to see the boy and managed to feel that he was still alive, which relieved them. Gasper would check Kiba. Kaneko. How is this Kiba always gasping? Gasper. He still has a pulse, he can hold out until we get him to a hospital. Zenobia. Momo, Raruko, take Kiba and Saji to the hospital in the Citri territory quickly. The two girls nodded and then disappeared in a magic circle with Kiba and Saji. On that. Rias. Here you are, you filthy bitch. Rias, Akeno and Asia would come out of the mansion seeing Seraphal. Meanwhile. Serziches would be talking to his parents. Venelana. I still can't believe that Rias was capable of killing Issei's parents just for love. Zudicus. I don't want my daughter to be a renegade I don't think she's good despite what she did. Serziches. I know father, but I don't know what to do I don't want to lose my sister, I don't want to do something I'll regret. Venelana. The good thing is that Lord Citri and Lady Citri don't know since Grafiya told you privately. But in that. The three felt the presence of Rias, Akeno and Asia. Serziches. It can't be, they're already there, it's not a good sign. Back with Seraphal. Akeno. You're not going to escape from us. Asia. We will kill you and your son, and then Issei-sen will be ours and no one else's. Zenobia. Over our dead body. Zenobia, Irina and Gasper would take the lead. Gasper. President, please stop this. Issei didn't want to see you like this. Akeno. Shut up, that filthy bitch took our Issei from us, that damn thing got pregnant with him, and we won't let her keep our Issei. The Keno would begin to throw several lightning bolts, and although Gasper tried to stop time his effort was in vain, and he ended up injured by a Keno's lightning bolts. Seraffal assistada. Gasper-chan. Zenovia and Irina started fighting the three trying to cut them, but it didn't work. Zenovia. Rias, Keno, you must stop what you are doing, it is not right, what you feel is no longer love, it is obsession. Rias. Shut up, you don't know anything, you don't know how we felt when we found out the truth. The Keno. We cried so much, you have any idea how our hearts broke into pieces, knowing that that boar took the boy we loved from us, and the worst thing is that she got pregnant with him, you don't know. Rias. Stop getting in our way and let us finish that bitch. Zenovia. Never, first dead. Irina tried to attack Asia. Irina. Please Asia, reconsider, you are not like that, you are someone sweet and tender, you are a friend, you can't kill just for love. Irina was about to cut Asia, but she pulled out a knife, managing to stop Irina's sword. Asia. The only thing I want is to be with Issei-san, I love him very much, I want to be with him, be his wife and give him beautiful children, and for him to love me forever, and I won't have that if I don't kill that bitch Leviathan. Irina. It's not love you feel, it's obsession. At that point Asia would stab Irina in the ribs, surprising her. Zenovia. No Irina. Rias Keno. Don't look away stupid lol. So both launched a combined attack that would take Irina and Zenovia out of combat. Seraffal assistada. Zenovia, Irina-san. Rias. You next. But in that. An ice attack hit the three of them. Both Seraffal, Kaneko and Ravel saw that it was Sona along with Tsubaki. Sona worried. Wani-chan. Sona would run toward Seraffal. Sona worried. Are you okay? Is my nephew okay too? Tell me they didn't do something to you. Seraffal. Yes I'm fine Sutan thank you for saving me. Tsubaki. We must go, we have to take the girls too. But in that. An explosion hit Tsubaki, leaving her injured and unconscious. Sona assistada. Tsubaki. On that. Rias. Nothing Dendrya. Thus, from the smoke screen, Rias, Keno and Asia would emerge, releasing a great amount of magical power. Sona. Don't make me have to hurt you, Rias, you can still stop doing this. Rias angrily. I won't do it, your bitch sister must die for taking Issei away from us, she must die. Sona. So you leave me no choice. So she, Kaneko, and Ravel launched an attack, but not before leaving a shield for Seraffal. The three began to fight against Rias, Keno and Asia, but as time passed Kaneko, Ravel and Sona were overcome. Rias Keno Asia. Damn they die. So the three launched a combined attack that made Sona, Kaneko and Ravel retreat, leaving them on the ground. Sona would be getting up. Wounded Sona. I don't plan on losing, I'll protect my sister from you three. Keno. Die now, damn you. So Keno launched a powerful lightning bolt that hit Sona, and then Rias launched an attack of destruction, leaving Sona unconscious. Startled Seraffal. Sutan knew. Kaneko shocked. Sona still resists. Rias. I raised you since you were little Kaneko, I took care of you and you abandoned me to be on the side of that bitch Leviathan. Kaneko. Issei-senpai is like a brother to me, I always supported him since I knew he would have a date with Seraffal-sama. Rias Keno Asia angry. Damn you. So the three launched a combined attack. Ravel. Kaneko knew. Ravel would hug Kaneko, but as a result both received the attack, leaving them unconscious and injured, although Ravel's wounds would begin to regenerate due to the regeneration of the phoenix. When they became unconscious, the shield that protected Seraffal vanished, scaring her. Rias, Keno and Asia began to approach. Scared Seraffal. Please Rias-chan, don't kill me, I didn't do anything wrong to you. Rias. You didn't do anything wrong to us. Don't be stupid. Keno. You took Issei away from us, damn Issei should be with us and not with you. Asia. He should never have been yours, Issei must be with us. Seraffal scared. But Issei said that he wanted them as his friends, and besides I'm expecting his child. Rias gets upset. That baby inside you won't be born, when we kill you you'll go with your baby. Seraffal crying. No, please, I ask you, my baby is not to blame, neither am I, but that's how fate was, Issei and I fell in love, and proof of our love is my baby inside me, ours is a true love, a real love. Seraphim would say it as his tears fell. On that. The laughter of the three girls confused and scared Seraffal. Rias. Oh, you poor stupid boar, you think we'll believe that? Keno. Issei should never have loved you or met you. Asia. He should only be with us and no one else. Seraffal would only begin to take steps backwards. Asia. It's so funny to see you like this, scared and terrified in your last moments. I would say it like this with a knife and a crazy smile and my Yandere look. Author's note. I know she's not Asian, but I felt this photo suited her. End of post. Keno. And now you'll know what happens when you touch what isn't yours and take it away from us. Keno would say it with her Yandere gaze just like Asia. Rias. Because Issei-kun doesn't belong to you and he won't stay with you anymore. You would say it with your Yandere look. Rias Keno Asia Yandere's. Issei-kun is only ours and no one else's, he will only love us and no one else ha 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 ha. So the three of them charged a combined attack. Rias Keno Asia Yandere's. Hastanunka Seraffal. Thus the attack would be launched. Seraffal would watch as the attack came in slow motion towards her. She would just look down and then caress her belly. Sad Seraffal. Forgive me son, I won't be able to protect you, I'm sorry. Seraffal would just close his eyes, just saying something else. Seraphic Trist. This Chan is a love. On that. Seraffal would be like that waiting for the impact, but he didn't feel anything, and that was the case for a few minutes. Little by little she opened her eyes until in front of her, she saw someone wearing red armor. When she saw him, Seraphim recognized him. It was no one more and no less than Seraphal. Ice-chan. Chapter 9 Final. You are my true love. The end. Last opening of this story. Love from Afar, a beautiful song. Singers. Sean MC and Bastion Cortez. Issei would be in front protecting Seraphal. Issei. How lucky I am to arrive on time, are you okay Sera-chan? Seraphal would only start to cry and then hug Issei. Seraphal crying. Ice-chan, you saved me, you came to save me and our son. Issei would only reciprocate Seraphil's hug. Issei. I will always be there for you, I will always protect you with my life if necessary, I will protect you and our son. Seraphal would just smile while the brown-haired boy caressed his beloved's belly. The smokescreen would be dissipated and while you laughed, Akeno and Asia laughed like crazy until they fell silent when they saw that Issei was there hugging Seraphal. Rias surprised. Issei. Akeno. Issei-kun is you. Asia. Issei-san, you came for us. Issei would turn around and look seriously at the girls. All the wounded were being treated by Kuroka, Vali, Kadis and Murayama. Hineko. Kuroka and Nisan. Kuroka. Everything will be fine Shiranaya, you will be fine. Hineko. And Ravel. Hineko would ask worriedly. Kuroka. Don't worry, his wounds are healing, he'll wake up soon. Hineko. What a relief. Issei. Murayama, Kadis, keep Sera-chan safe with the wounded, I'll take care of this. They both nodded as they pushed Seraphal away. Rias. My beloved Issei, you came for us. Akeno. You make us so happy. Issei. No, I came to save Sera-chan. Asia. No, you came for us. Issei. I want you to answer me something, why did you do it? Rias. What are you talking about? Issei would only shed a few tears. Issei. Why did you murder my parents? You killed my parents thinking that I would love you. What you feel isn't love, it's obsession. Akeno. Issei, you don't understand, we love you, we told you that we couldn't live without you, we want you to be with us. Asia. You think you love Seraphal, but it's not true, you love us. Issei. Girls, listen, I told you that day that I love you as my friends, and I already said it, I love Sera-chan, she is the love of my life, and she is the mother of my son. The girls would only get angry as they began to unleash power. Issei. I want you to understand I can't love you the way you want, but you can be my son's aunts, but understand once and for all I love Sera-chan. Rias Akeno Asia angry. Damn you Seraphal. So the girls would go on the attack, but Issei would stop them by starting to fight against them. Issei. Damn, how did they get stronger? Rias. Do you want to know the answer? Our love for you made us more powerful. Akeno Asia. And you won't stop us from killing Seraph. So the four began to fight, but things were getting complicated for Issei. While everyone watched the battle. Ali. How are those chicks so strong? Hineko. I think it's their obsessive love for Issei that made them stronger. Sona. Besides the hatred towards you One-sama. Seraphal. I hope Ice-chan wins. On that. Surziches. What's going on? Everyone saw that it was Surziches, Grafiya, Venelana and Zudikas. Seraphal. What are you doing here? Grafiya. We felt the presence of Rias, Akeno and Asia, and it seems things have gotten out of control. Worried Venezuelan. Rias, daughter, stop. If you continue like this, you will condemn yourself. I beg you, don't continue, don't break my heart, daughter. The Venezuelan woman would say it when she was about to cry. Zudikas. You must stop, daughter. Don't do any more harm, neither to you nor to your friends. But Rias wouldn't listen as he kept fighting. Rias. Damn it. Both Rias, Akeno and Asia were releasing more power, managing to hurt Issei and damaging the balance breaker. Asia. You will be our Issei-san whether you like it or not. Akeno. And we will kill that damn boar Seraph. So the girls would continue hitting Issei, damaging the brown-haired boy more and breaking several parts of the balance breaker. Until Issei would launch a dragon shoot, managing to make the girls retreat. Issei's thoughts. Issei. Damn, at this rate they'll tear me to pieces, they became stronger just to kill Sera-chan, but I won't give up. Greg. Partner, you need to finish this and do it quickly. Issei. Well, it's time to get stronger. Greg. Make it worth it, partner. Out of your thoughts. Flashback hours before. Grafiya had gone back, but not before telling Issei what was happening and telling him who killed her parents. Murayama. So Rias, Akeno and Asia killed your parents. Issei. Yes. The chestnut tree would say it, somewhat dejected. Hades. Why did they do it? Issei. I don't know, maybe because they thought that with it I would love them. Ali. Hyodo, you don't forget something else. Issei. It's true, if what Grafiya said is true, Sera-chan is in danger. Baroka. And what will you do? At your current level, you wouldn't be able to stand up to the power of destruction. Hades. Besides, they may be stronger than before. Issei would be thinking about it until an idea came to him. Issei. Hey Dreg. Greg. What's up, partner? Issei. Remember that time I made a deal with you? Greg. Yes, you gave me your arm in exchange for power. Issei. I want to make another deal with you. Ali surprised. What are you planning to do, Hyodo? Greg. Well, your body has already strengthened, so it's fine, tell me what part of your body will you offer me? Issei. I will give you my heart. Everyone surprised. What? The boys were surprised to hear what Issei would offer. Baroka surprised. You lost your mind, Issei. Ali. It's unknown what will happen to you if you give your heart to Drag, not even I have done that. Albion. It's true, it could be suicide. Issei. Maybe it's suicide, but I'm willing to die for Sera-chan and my son, what do you say, Drag? Drag would remain silent until. Drag. There are many bearers who offered me that part just to obtain great power, but you are different, I see determination in your eyes, partner, you are willing to save your beloved and your son, okay, I accept the deal. Issei. Thanks, friend. Drag. But once this is done you will no longer be a demon, you will now be a dragon. Issei. Okay, I'll accept whatever. Drag. That's the attitude, mate. At that moment a glow would cover Issei and then spread. End of flashback. Issei. Drag, more boosts. Drag. Boost, 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 boost. Thus Issei's power would increase. Ali. It works. Albion. Issei and Drag's power has increased. Murayama Cadis. Come on buddy, you can win. So Issei would begin to hit Rias, Akeno and Asia, and although they tried to defend themselves they couldn't. So Issei would make them retreat. Rias, Akeno, Asia angry. Damn you. So the three would charge a combined attack and Issei a powerful dragon shoot. Issei. With this it ends. Seraffal. Ice-chan, you can do it. Rias, Akeno, Asia. DE. Issei. It's over. Thus the attacks would collide and then create a gigantic explosion that shook everything. After the smoke cleared. Everyone would see Issei standing while Rias, Akeno and Asia would be on the ground unable to move. Asper. Issei did it. Zenovia Arena. The winner. So everyone would be happy and more seraphic. Happy Seraffal. Look son, your daddy won and saved us. Seraphim would say it, caressing her belly. Sona. Wani-chan. That's what it sounds like, I would hug Seraphal. Sona crying. I was afraid that something would happen to you or my nephew, but Issei came and saved you, I love you so much sister. Seraphal would just smile as he reciprocated the hug. Hired Issei. I did it, I saved Sera-chan. Dreg. Congratulations, partner, you did very well. Hired Issei. Thanks, Dreg. Thus Issei would fall to his knees due to exhaustion. On that. Ravel would wake up. Ravel. What happened? What did I miss? Kaneko happy. Ravel. So Kaneko would hug his beloved. Kaneko happy. Are you okay? I thought I would lose you but in the end I did not and you're okay. I love you so much, Ravel-chan. Ravel would only reciprocate the hug. Ravel. You won't lose me, my Nekomata, I'm not going to leave you. So they both kissed each other. Ali. It's almost dawn. I would say it, seeing that the sun was about to rise. On that. Everyone saw how Rias, Akeno and Asia would be getting up. Venelana. Daughter. Venelana tried to go to Rias but was stopped. Surziches. Wait, mother. Everyone saw how Rias, Akeno and Asia stood up. Rias. No, it could be maybe us. Akeno. We lost, we were defeated by Issei. Asia. No, 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 we can still win, we must kill Seraphal and his son and we will have Issei-san. The three of them tried to get up but when they stood up they would fall back to the ground. Tsubaki. They ran out of strength due to so much magical power. The three would look at Issei, who would stand up. Rias. No, Issei, please listen to us. The Keno. Yes, we did kill your parents, but we did it so you would love us. Asia. Issei-san, please, we ask you. The three of them would look down and put their hands on the ground. Rias Akeno Asia. We love you, you are everything to us, without you we are nothing, please say that you love us, say that what we say is true, you love us, and you don't love Seraffal, please Issei, we beg you, don't reject us, don't leave us, please accept us. The three of them would say it, holding back their urge to cry. Issei would look at them while the others watched the scene. The sun would already be about to illuminate everything. On that. Issei. I'm sorry girls, but I already told you I can't love you like you love me, I love you like my friends, if you don't want to understand then it's better that you stay away from my life, and Sera-chan's. Issei would turn around and start walking. The sun would finally rise, beginning to illuminate everything. While laughing, Akeno and Asia started to cry. Rias crying. Issei please. Akeno crying. Please don't leave us. Asia crying. Issei-san please don't leave us, please, we can't live without you, please. When trying to follow Issei again, the girls would fall to the ground while crying. Rias Akeno Asia crying. Don't go. A tear would fall from Issei's face. Issei. I'm sorry but I only love Sera-chan. Grafiya. Rias Oju-sama, from today on, you and your friends will not enter this territory again, I will not allow you to do more harm like what you almost did today, you will stay in the human world and will only be able to visit the Gremory territory. Rias Akeno and Asia just clenched their fists and then looked at Seraffal. Rias angrily. Damn Seraffal, this won't stay like this. Akeno angry. One day we will come back and kill your son when he's grown up. Angry Asia. And then we will kill you, you damn boar, and that way Issei will be ours and no one else's. So the three of them disappeared in a magic circle. Sona. Serziches, I'm asking you to leave, you won't be welcome here anymore, they deserved a sentence, and you didn't want to give them one, so you won't set foot in Citri territory again, just like Rias and those two. Serziches would just look down and then leave in a magic circle. Seraffal. Ice-chan. This is how they would both look. Little by little they both began to walk. As Issei walked, his balance breaker would disappear until Issei had his Kuo Academy uniform again. The couple would already be face to face. Issei. No matter what happens, no matter if I have to die, I will give my life for you and our son Sera-chan, I promise. Seraffal would only start to cry and then hug Issei. Then they would both give each other a tender and loving kiss while the sun illuminated them. Everyone would watch the scene with tears in their eyes. Venelana. Issei, Seraffal, I'm sorry for what my daughter and her pieces almost caused. Issei. Don't worry Venelana-sama, you along with Zudikas, Grafiya and little Milikas can come visit us. Seraffal. I understand you, Venezuelan-sama. I know someone who is a mother of 3 children and is currently expecting a beautiful baby girl, she knows what it feels like to lose something you love. Everyone stared at the blue sky. Meanwhile. Human world. There it would still be early morning. In the occult club. Rias, Akeno and Asia would appear even though they were destroyed. Rias sad. We lost against Issei. Akeno sad. No, we still won't give up even if it takes years, Issei will be ours again. Rias. You're right. But then they saw Asia grab some scissors. Akeno. Asia-chan. What are you doing? Sad Asia. Issei-san rejected us in the most painful way, telling us to stay away from his life. I can't do that, Issei-san is our life, he's my life, without him I'm nothing, without him I can't live. I would say it while pointing the tips of the scissors at his eyes. Sad Asia. I don't want to live if I don't have Issei-san, I don't want to keep living, I don't have everyone left to support that bitch than us, without Issei-san I can't live, I want to die. Asia would be about to stick the scissors in her eyes, but. Rias Akeno. Asia knew. So both of them grabbed Asia and Akeno destroyed the scissors with a ray. Akeno crying. Asia, don't do that, you can't try to kill yourself, and you're not alone, you have me already, laugh, we would also do the same, but we can't die yet. Asia crying. Let me die, if I don't have Issei-san my life has no meaning anymore, I prefer to die like I should have died when Rainer took my sacred gear from me that time, if I had died I wouldn't be suffering now, I want to die now. But before she could continue speaking, Rias had kissed Asia and Akeno on the lips, surprising them. Rias crying. Asia, Akeno, look at me, I'm the same as you, I lost my family, they will never support me or help me, I also want to die. Issei preferred that damn woman to me and you all, he saved me from my marriage, he saved you from Rainer, Asia, and Akeno, he understood you despite being half a fallen angel, without Issei I can't be anything, I can't smile or live, but I can't give up, not me, nor you, even if years pass. We will find a way to kill Seraphim and her son, and then we will have Issei with us again, but please, you are all I have left. I ask you not to abandon me like the others did. Stay with me, and let's be stronger, and only then will we be able to kill that damn woman. I ask you, don't leave me. The three of them would hug each other while crying. Asia crying. President, I beg you, make me forget the sadness I feel right now. I don't want this sadness to stop me from becoming strong. Asia would kiss Rias, surprising her, but she would reciprocate, and Akeno would join in making it a three-way kiss. The three of them would begin to undress while the tears dried. The only thing that could be heard would be the moans of the three as they tried to forget the sadness of the moment. Minutes later, Rias would wake up seeing that she was naked, and when she looked next to her, she saw Akeno and Asia sleeping and also naked, and there were still tears in their eyes. Rias would wake up looking out the window as the sun illuminated everything. Rias. No matter what happens, we will be united, and between the three of us we will become strong, and we will kill Seraphal and her cursed son, and whoever she knows if necessary, and so you will return to our side. Issei, that is our promise. You would say it looking at the sky. 3 weeks later. Issei narrates. Well, some things happened these last weeks of this month. First, Lord Citri and Lady Citri died apparently. Rias set a trap for them with the help of those bounty hunters. Their bodies were found 3 days after the last time I saw Rias, Akeno, and Asia. I guess in the end they didn't leave the human world. Seraph was sad because her parents died, but since she did, I cheered her up for their part. Hiba and Saji received prosthetics due to the limbs that each one lost, but they managed to recover after a few more weeks. The day of my wedding with Sarah-chan finally arrived. Normal narration. Issei was already at the altar waiting for Seraphil's arrival. Greg. I'm glad you kept your promise, partner, and let me be your sponsor. Issei. Hey, I told you, and Kiba, Saji, and Vali are also here. Issei would say it seeing Saji, Kiba, and Vali. Saji. By the way, President, if you are a bridesmaid, then who will bring Seraphil Sama to the altar? Sona. Don't worry, Saji, I chose the right person. On that. The song would be heard, and everyone turned around to see Seraphil in her beautiful wedding dress as she was carried to the altar by Gasper. Issei blushed. Wow, Sarah-chan looks beautiful. Greg. I'm surprised that dress fit her because of that big belly of hers. Albion. Don't ruin the moment, Dreg. So Seraphim would arrive at the altar. Gasper. Here is Issei, don't forget to take care of her even though I know you will. I know Lord Citri would have told you that. Issei. Thanks, friend. This is how the ceremony would begin until the end came. Michael. Hyodo Issei, do you accept Serafall Citri Leviathan as your wife, to love and respect her and be faithful to her for life? Issei. I accept. Michael. Serafall Citri Leviathan, do you accept Hyodo Issei as your husband, to love him and respect him and be faithful to him for life? Serafall. I accept. Michael. Then by the power vested in me I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. So Issei and Seraphil would give each other a tender kiss. Then everyone starts shouting, long live the bride and groom. Afterwards the party would continue its course. Then Seraphim would throw the bouquet, which ended up falling into the hands of Zenobia and Irina, making them both blush. The council of elders would give Issei his Maou clothes. Thus being named the second Maou of the Citri territory, and this would be the Maou dragon name that was given because Drake suggested it. At that, Seraphic would go up on stage. Seraphil. I want to thank you all for coming to our wedding. I'm glad you're all joining us, and well, I want to dedicate this song to my husband and father, my son Ice-chan, it's for you. So Seraph would begin to sing. After finishing singing, Seraphil would come down and Issei would hug her. Seraphil. Did you like the song? Issei. I loved it and I'm sure the baby will too. Issei would say it while caressing Seraphil's belly. Issei. I have a song for you. So Issei would go on stage. They then start singing. While singing, many danced in the dance, including Ravel, Kaneko, Zenobia, Irina, Kiba, Tsubaki, Momo and Raruko. While Seraphim looked at her beloved. Congratulations, Seraphil, I'm happy for you. The silver-haired woman with purple eyes would say it. Seraphil. It's good that you could come today. Aesir. I wouldn't miss it for anything, although I wonder if our children will meet. Seraphil. Maybe so. So the woman would leave. While Issei came down from the stage and started to dance. Until they would stop. Issei. You are my true love, I love you, Sarah-chan. Seraphil. I love you too, Ice-chan, you are and will always be my only true love. Thus, both would give each other a tender kiss while Issei placed one of his hands on Seraphil's belly. As the fireworks lit them up. And in Colorado, this story is over. End. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.